Do it with Tackles. Sign up to be a tackle provider now at tackle.com. That's TAKL.com.
Want to feel like a total boss? Then switch to the best deal in America, Total Wireless. With Total Wireless, you get America's largest, most dependable network plus 5 gigs of high-speed data and unlimited talk and text for only $35 a month. Whoa, how did you get all that? Oh, that's right. You're totally a total boss, and you never sign a contract. Total Wireless, total confidence. Available at Walmart. Always refer the latest terms and conditions of service at TotalWireless.com.
Finding great people to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's time to try ZipRecruiter, where 80% of jobs get a qualified candidate in just one day. How? Using powerful technology, ZipRecruiter matches your job to the right candidates fast. So, while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, only ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/talkradio for your free trial. ZipRecruiter.com/talkradio.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Help! I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can. I'm feeling down.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube. So welcome to the show. We are here to solve problems, to answer questions, to take complaints, to make your life just a little easier, as we do each and every day. But today being car day, we have extra fun. We decided, I didn't decide anything, but somebody decided we're going to have a theme on Fridays. Today is the theme. We're not going to mention what it is. You have to tune in to Facebook and YouTube to figure it out. Then you tell us what the theme is. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Here to help you in any way we can. Now, you don't have to call just about cars. You can call about anything you want, okay? Anything you want. But I decided something. Cars are boring. All of the cars are starting to morph and look the same. Think about it. They're all kind of taking on a similar look. Is there really anything different? I think that's why people love Jeeps so much. They kept the retro look. I mean, they kept the retro technology as well. You know, they're a terrible ride. Now, as far as cars today, as far as the ride, the technology, oh, wonderful. I love cars as far as the technology and the ride. But the bodies and the styling, ho-hum. I think. Am I wrong? What do you think? What about now, one thing I wanted to talk about, people call them hidden warranties. They're not hidden warranties, but they're service bulletins, some of them covered by the manufacturer, some of them covered by service bulletins, recalls, whatever. So when a car comes into your shop and you check let me just check here. If you check the VIN number, can you tell what's happening with a car? Jeff Vick, camera transmission. Will the VIN number tell you if there's any recalls or everything you need to know?
Yeah, we can pull that up with
everything.
the VIN. We can pull up just a year, make, and model, and there's a TSB list that's actually applicable for all of that year, make, and model, not necessarily that VIN. We can make the customer aware of it.
And will it be covered sometimes?
Sometimes. Recalls are always covered.
By you, or do they have to go back to the dealer?
They have to go back to the dealer.
So you let them know, right?
Correct.
Because we've had some complaints in the past from repair shops that know something. They see the VIN number. There's something wrong with the car. They fix it, and this person could have had it fixed free, but they go ahead and do it.
Yeah, and TSBs are seldom, if ever, covered under any sort of warranty.
That's just a technical service bulletin.
Yeah, it may be for a procedure. It could be we're seeing a lot of this. Look for that.
Al, do you do a VIN number check?
Yeah.
Do you send people back?
Yeah, what our console on our inspection takes the VIN, populates it, and it'll kick up recalls and TSBs. And so the recalls, we look to the match anything we're doing. We send tons of people to the dealer to go get something covered. And, Tom, When stuff is not under, yet we know, like, perfect example, Subaru Motors losing head gaskets. They were having an issue. We've sent people. There's no recall because there's no safety issue, but we've sent them, told them how to go about the process, and gotten motors covered.
303-713-8255. Again, Car Day. We're talking car issues. That was Al Aramis, Pro Auto Care. We have Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission. We have Bola. Help me with your last name, Bola. Bola?
Bola Shinoiki.
Shinoiki. What kind of name is that?
It's Nigerian.
Nigerian?
Yes.
You look kind of foreign to me.
A little bit.
Well, you do. I could tell when I walked in. You look either Nigerian or Greek. You could be anything, right? All old country people kind of look like everything. My mom looked like an old Greek woman or an old Jewish woman, an old Italian woman, whatever you wanted to fill in the blank. Are you first generation?
Well, my father came here from Nigeria. My mother actually grew up in North Dakota.
Where'd they meet?
School, University of Wisconsin at Stout.
You know, Nigeria, you've heard of the Nigerian scams that go around on the internet? Oh, my gosh. And I wonder what the heck's going on. Now, go ahead.
I'm talking to the prince right now.
Yeah. No, there's so many of them that emanate.
A lot of corruption over there.
They originate in Nigeria. Have you been back there much?
I have. Actually, when I was a kid, we went back a few times.
Is it really a corrupt government or people or what? What is it?
It's a very corrupt government over there. But
wow.
You know, you're in the city, and it could be any other city here in America, but you leave right outside of the city, and all of a sudden there's just abject poverty. People living in tin shacks and open sewers. It's crazy. It really makes you appreciate how we live here when you see stuff like that.
So your dad came over when?
70s, long time ago.
Did he come here at
60s
college?
Maybe. Came to go to college. Yep.
What did he study?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay, so listen. So what is our theme today? You're going to have to figure that out. I don't really know what the theme is. Al just said let's have a theme today. So we have a theme. The only way you're going to know is by tuning into Facebook or YouTube. We're also live on iHeart. All across the country. By the way, we did get word from our higher-ups that they are working on the podcast issue. As you know, this show, you may not know, is one of the most downloaded shows in the country. It's just phenomenal, the national audience we have. And you can stream it live. You can stream it live in the archives as well. It doesn't have, you can stream it live or stream the past shows. But you used to download them, and then some glitch happened when they switched servers, but they're going to fix it. Okay, I'm told within a week or so you'll be able to download again. I just want to make that programming note. Let's go to the phones. This is this what name is this? Wishing? What? Weishing? Help me here.
Weishing. Yes.
Weishing. Weishing. What's happening?
Listener.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. What's happening?
I have a brother. He have a full coverage on his car.
Your brother? Okay, Weishing, and what happened?
Yeah. And the car, the full coverage expired on May 11.
Okay.
Okay, and then his wife called Geico on April 26th to try to get a quote if he want to change to liability.
They wanted to go from full coverage to liability.
Yeah, they just want to try to get a quote. How much they will save. Okay, and then unfortunately, on May 8th, the hailstorm.
Yes.
Hit the Colorado. His car got hail damage.
So are they claiming that on the 26th when she called, she lessened the coverage and it's not covered?
Correct.
But do they have any proof of that?
No.
Well, if she has a policy, we need to check with Compass because I think there's a procedure for changing coverage, and I doubt they can do it by simply verbally doing it. They have to get some kind of authorization. You know, Compass, the close relationship I have with them, they still require me to initial or sign changes in my policy. So, Daff, let's get them on the phone, please. Compass Insurance Group. Let's figure out what the proper procedure was. Weishing, by the way, who is your carrier, did you say? Who is it?
Geico.
Geico. Okay, we're going to check and see what the proper procedure is. I doubt they can claim that you changed coverage without something more than a word. Just my gut. Gary, what's going on with you, Gary?
Well, I was sitting still at a drive-up window at a store, and a lady ran into me and gave me her insurance information, all this, that, and other, and
now, no cops, Gary, no police were called?
No, because it was private property.
Okay, and where exactly was your car parked, or was it idling?
Idling.
And it was at a drive-up?
Yes.
And did she hit you from behind?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of drive-up?
It was a liquor store.
Okay.
I was getting a pack of cigarettes at 8:30 in the morning, and apparently she sells wine to the liquor store.
Okay, and she came in, she hit you. Now, is there any dispute? Are you having a problem collecting?
Well, yeah, she gave me all her insurance information, and luckily I had 4 witnesses come up and give me their phone numbers.
Well, listen, I don't know what problem are you having, Gary? There should be no problem.
She's denying to her insurance company that she ever got in the accident.
But you have witnesses, right?
Yes, I do, but I've never been through small claims court.
Well, good, because that's what you have to do. Forget about her insurance company. Go directly after her. She's going to either have to bring her insurance company in or pay it directly. If you have witnesses and you have damage, did you take photos of the cars?
Yes.
Man, you're in the driver's seat. You're going to get it fixed. Small claims is easy.
I've never done this small claims court before. I don't know how to do it.
Where is this woman located?
In North Carolina.
Where, in other words, where was the accident?
It was at 1300 West Alameda.
Okay, so what city is that? What county?
Denver.
Okay,
Denver.
You can go to Denver County and file a small claim. It's very easy. Or you can go online and get the form, fill it out. You can have her served, and the rest is history. It is easy, Gary. It is. We can help you off the air if you want. You know, Mark even likes to get involved in this if you want to leave your name and number. But it is not difficult to do a small claims court. It's just not difficult. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. winkandwink.com, bankruptcy attorneys that I hope you never need. But sometimes you get unemployment, a divorce, a death in the family, and it can't be helped. You need a fresh start, 303-410-1720. Sometimes kids start out with negative equity in a car, and they keep trading and trading, getting older and older cars and owe more and more money, and then finally they can't afford it anymore. Winkandwink.com to take the stupid out of your life and start you over, and I hope you never need them. 303-410-1720.
You got a 16 Traverse, right?
No, it's not 16. It's I think it's 14. Yeah, because I've had it a few years now. Why's that?
I was going to show you the TSBs and recalls.
Tow trucks are on the scene of that ramp crash southbound I-25 from Thornton Parkway. That's in the cleanup stages. Watch out for delays there still.
What do you do at on Saturday?
I'm the shop manager.
Oh, you really? Yeah. So you work with Jesse? You and Jesse here? Okay.
These are recalls. No, they're not necessarily applicable to your VIN.
Oh, really? No, I mean, you get 2 of them east-west, or you guys do them both?
We have, neither one of us has any ownership in the east store.
Oh, okay.
We're all close.
Gotcha.
My uncle's the one who started it. He has some ownership over there. We're all family.
Gotcha.
But we don't own any part of that one.
Gotcha. I know on our banner we put up.
Are you shitting me?
Now, some of these things, you can get in there and it may just say, this is the recommended service procedure, or this is how you test it, or whatever the case may be. But
like I put that up, and then I put your banner, which is right there. There, so that's just so you get, the advertisement out there. That's Jeff's banner, and then I put Utah, and I put your banner. So.
So how long have you been doing this?
I started specializing in transmissions in 1990. I lied about my age when I was 14 and started turning wrenches.
Love this business.
Hey,
would you take a picture of me for Stephanie? She's out of town.
Hi, this is John Busy with Power Up. If you sell a $400,000 house and age 6%, that'll cost you $24,000 for just a few.
Send that to me so I can send that to Suzanne. Okay, I got a hold of Compass. They're on line 7. And then Suzanne said she sent you an email about this, but it's hosted by Bill Schaefer and the NIWAC Chiefs Pool Car Club. and
My yellow, is my yellow wrong or okay?
it's
My yellow
yeah, it's a
enough.
little.
Make my yellow work and with the
Make my yellow work.
Nobody's ever made me make their yellow work. Perfect. The yellow is working now.
Take another picture.
10 years on all parts.
It actually works for you. Where in North Dakota did you guys live?
Oh my gosh.
I actually grew up in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
So my mom was from
Yellow better.
McCluskey.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
good.
Little tiny
Right.
town in
And
North
it's
Dakota.
because of my
She ended up going
headphones
to
that Al thought
South,
of
where she met my dad. From there, they moved to the Twin Cities, and I grew up.
Maybe
Okay.
nobody wants to wear my
The Russell?
wrap.
I'm from Minnesota, but
I'm a Midwesterner.
By Fargo, Moorhead, though.
Oh, yeah?
Also from the cities there.
Okay, but still.
Went to the
Good
University
Midwestern
of,
folks.
That's right. Went to the University of North Dakota. North Dakota.
You a Viking fan or a Packer fan?
I used to be a Viking fan, but now I'm Broncos.
So, I guess he already asked you, what do you do there?
I'm well, I run the shop.
Okay, are you yourself skilled? Do you know the?
Yeah.
Have you? Where did you learn your craft?
I worked for, well, I went to UTI out in Phoenix Tech School, went to step training, worked for BMW for about 10 years, left them in 2011 and started working at Honest Accurate. So I've worked at Firestones, Valvolines, places like that too, but I wouldn't consider myself a serious technician until I started at BMW. That was all little side work kind of stuff.
Hello, join me, David Jaffa, for a brand new show.
So yellow working?
Why do you think that was funny? Why?
You just don't often ask that.
I'm usually just concerned that the purple works. After that,
Gross.
I don't know why they say, if you have an action that lasts more than 4 hours, call a doctor. 4 hours? Don't call everybody I know.
I know, that's what Chris Rock said that. God damn, I'm thinking I'm out black, bro.
So Jesse and I are co-owners down there, buying the shop from our uncles, from my uncles, one of whom is his dad. And since I worked in the business,
you guys are cousins?
We're cousins. Since I worked in the business, I run the back, he runs the front, so he does the sales side.
He's more of a face guy?
Yeah. I don't mind talking to people, but I'm more useful in the back. I still remember how to fix cars, for now.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Honest Accurate Auto up from the Colorado Springs area. They have 2 shops there. One of the co-owners here, Bola, he's in business with Jesse. He's chiming in. Jeff, Vic, Chimmer Transmission, Alaramas, Pro Auto Care. We love Car Dave. Now, we don't just do cars, but a lot of times that's what it is. Now, Compass Insurance Group, I have Brian. They're our experts here. Brian, by the way, thank you for being at the small business seminar. I think these people learned a lot. We had so much fun. You answered a lot of basic questions.
Yeah, so, no, it was great.
Now,
that was great.
I know. It's just fun to help people, and there was no agenda. That's what I loved. People just got help. Now, let's talk about insurance. Weishing says that I think it was, let's see, one of his relatives. I guess it doesn't matter. Could you get him back on, Brian? I hit him off by mistake, Brian, okay? Weishing, how are they related to you?
My brother.
Father, okay. Your father and mother?
No, brother.
Brother, your brother and his wife, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, get Brian right back, and I'll take him. I'm sorry, Weishing, I hung up on him, and she's getting him right back here. Just tell me when he's up. Anyway, so the question is, they say, oh, you're not covered for this hail damage because you called and changed the coverage. And my contention is usually when you change coverage, it's a serious thing, and they want to see some kind of a, initial or some kind of signature. I have never been able to change my coverage ever with just a phone call without verifying it some way or another. Are they up yet?
They do intend to change, but they will change it.
It doesn't matter if they intended or not. It doesn't matter. What matters now is that they did not change. They had a policy in force till May 8th, and the storm...
Until May 11th.
And the storm happened when?
On May 8th.
Okay, that's what I have.
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently, we're not going to get Compass on for a while. So hold on a second. We'll go back to you in a while. Let's go to Gary. Gary, what's going on with you? Hello, Gary. What's happening, Gary? Gary, are you there? So Gary's not there. I'm going to drop that call, and I'll go to another Gary. Go ahead, Gary.
Are you talking
Yes,
to me,
sir.
Tom?
Yes, sir. What's happening?
I have a 2005 Jeep Cherokee I bought brand new with 55,000 miles.
Yeah.
When I start it up, I get a clicking noise for about 10 or 20 seconds over on the right behind the glove compartment.
Huh, okay.
And
yeah.
then when you turn the air conditioning or the heater on, you get the same clicking noise again for about
now,
5 to 10 seconds.
But you don't have a problem starting up, right?
No.
So, guys, is that a blend or a clicker or what?
Or an electronic cricket making noise.
Okay,
No,
so what do you think it is?
Yeah,
the blend door?
That was out of line.
What is it?
Blend door, absolutely motor, the actuator motor. One of the motors is either stripped. That's what typically happens to them. It's trying to move. It could have something blocking
and then when it tries to move, you hear the click, 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 click.
Because it's a motor activating.
And then, but why does it happen only when he starts it up?
Because it's going through its mode fire up. When it goes into its blend mode, all those systems kick on. That one probably is either, if its switch is set for recirculate or fresh, that could be that switch activating.
I switched it both ways. It doesn't seem to make a difference, fresh or...
You know, I'll tell you, we've had more problems with blend doors. They're doors that blend doors. They're just flaps, right?
Flaps.
Are they air actuated? Are they how electrically?
Electric.
Why do they go bad so easily?
The old ones used to be vacuum operated. A lot of the old ones
were pretty reliable.
Those were pretty decent. How about you guys? What do you guys think?
Did anybody have trouble with those?
Absolutely.
All the
See
time.
plenty of them.
Why? They seem to give out even on newer cars.
They have a big job. They really do. It's one of those things that works in the background that you really take for granted. Because if you have a car set for auto, for climate control auto, it'll adjust based off temperature, ambient.
It's always moving.
See, it's moving. It's doing different things. Car starts up, shuts
Listen,
up.
it's most likely that it's an easy fix. They can be expensive depending on where they are.
That's what my question
Not the
was.
blend doors themselves, but the labor can be expensive, right,
Because
guys?
trying to get to them. Yeah, the ones beyond a glove box, piece of cake. The ones that you have to physically pull the dash.
Oh my
so
God,
easy.
yeah. So okay, give us price ranges for blend doors, replacement.
Anywhere from $75 on up to $600.
There you go, Gary.
Am I right? I mean, that's not far off.
Could even be more than that, depending on how much you have to do to get at the motor.
It's crazy.
The labor
Some
can
of
really
them
be
are
killer.
nutty. So
I should bring it in and probably have somebody check it out?
Yeah, they can give you a pretty good idea of where it is. Where are you located?
In Aurora.
Yeah, you're near almost everybody if you go to referralist.com. Okay, Greg. What's going on, Greg?
Yes.
What's happening?
So I had a death recently in the family that, and there was a reverse mortgage done prior to that.
Okay.
The money was dispersed into a checking account.
The money from the reverse mortgage was put into a checking account.
Correct.
Okay. And who is this reverse mortgage for? How do you know this person?
It is a mother-in-law.
It's your mother-in-law. Okay. Keep going then.
And some of the family members have been accessing the account after the death, and I was just wondering...
Now, so she took a lump sum on the reverse loan?
Yes, two different separate payouts on it.
Okay. Now, if money was in a checking account due to a reverse loan, that money is money of the estate. It's no longer part of the reverse loan. So anyone who has access to her estate can take the money. It's not wrong. It's not improper. The reverse mortgage has to be paid off like any mortgage because it's a lien on the home.
Okay, so if there has not been any probate action done on it, how is it determined that that person is actually an executor of the estate?
Right. Now, Greg, if someone died and they had money in a bank account, they had a car, they had a house, they had clothes, no one can touch anything unless prior arrangements were made in a trust, or there was a beneficiary's deed for the home, or there was a survivor clause on a bank account, a co-bank account. But if none of that happened, then somebody would have to be named personal representative, and that can only be done in a will. If there is no personal representative, then somebody close to the deceased must go and open one. probate and declare themselves personal representative, and then the judge would take objections from anyone that may have them and then declare someone a personal representative. Is that what happened?
I'm not exactly sure what the
Okay, hold on. Just hold on 1 second, because I want to go back to Compass Insurance Group for a quick question. Brian, so this guy called in, or this woman, her insurance company, to inquire about lowering coverage. She had full coverage, and she wanted to know, hey, what would it cost for me to lower my coverage to just liability?
Okay.
The policy was in effect through May 11th. There was a hailstorm May 8th. She puts in a claim. Her insurance company, Geico, says, oh, no, you called back in April, and you lowered it to just liability. She said, no, I didn't. I just inquired about it. Now, won't they? I know when you guys are a bugaboo about this.
Yep.
You guys make me sign stuff all the time.
That's right. If there's a change that degrades coverage, our agency for sure wants to have a signature on file. And Geico, I would push it right back to them and say they have to record all their phone calls. You know they do. So tell them to prove it. Prove that I requested this to be changed.
Otherwise, you are covered.
Yes.
Now,
I would fight that tooth and nail.
Washing, you hear that? If you have an existing coverage, or they do, and if it's in force, in order to degrade that coverage, to pull it down, to diminish it, they're on thin ice right here. They can't just say, oh, you made a phone call, you're no longer covered. You have a policy in hand, and you make them prove it. Do they say they have a phone call?
I did call the Geico.
No, I'm asking you, what proof do they have?
They have nothing. They didn't send any proof to me. I asked for phone record or any signed document.
Then you have to go. You have to go to that company, and you say they do. They're going to sue them for bad faith if it's not covered.
That's right.
That's what you tell them. Right. You use those words. I am suing you for bad faith.
And he can put a complaint online for the insurance commissioner about it, too.
Yep.
But they need to provide something that proves that he requested it, or whoever the name insured is.
An initial, an email, or something. Or if they say it was verbal, then you say you want to hear the phone call because you absolutely didn't. Listen, it's going to go your way, but they have to make noise. Weishing, and you can be in touch with us. Compass Insurance, thank you. They're at 303-996-9000. Remember, almost any time you call and you've had insurance more than 3 years, they can save you money. It's absolute on on coverage on car and on houses. It's absolute that coverage creeps up over time. Now, whether they can save you money or not, you just got to give it a shot. But there's no obligation to do it. It's stupid not to. We got a lot more happening here on the Troubleshooter Show. I want to tell you that Century RV is it's car day today, right? So let's talk about RVs. They're located on the 119 turnoff, Highway 119 going to Longmont, north of Denver, along I-25 frontage road. They have new and used RVs, and most important of all, well, that's important, but most important, they have a service department to get your RV in there, and they can fix both the house stuff and the coach, the motor stuff. So that's the great thing about RV, Century RV. 303-453-1111, CenturyRV.com, and that's Century with a C for 100, CenturyRV.com. I got a picture of everyone. Looking for floor coverings and you want those big warehouse selections? I got it. You want big warehouse pricing? Got it. Paradigm Interiors, located on Evans, just west of Santa Fe. You'll love the way Don and Matt and their entire team do business. You get the warehouse pricing and selection without being just a number and without dealing with tons and tons of subcontract, design consulting, purchasing, and installation.
Yes, that's what they prescribe. Yes. Yeah, and they want me to go back and do blood work. How about your wife? Yeah, my wife was kind of getting her sweats back again, going through.
Did she do this?
Yeah, she did. Okay, well, we're going to check everything. Yeah, they said her testosterone was low. So they gave her a booster, and now they're going to wait 3 weeks or 4 weeks to recheck the blood. So to see if that works. You know, I certainly want to see it. I notice energy from it. I feel a little bit of energy. My face is weight. I want
Wait, well, you should be able to, of course, you got to help the diets, but you should be able to shed pounds easier. And again, the estrogen will make you gain. So that was why you get that announcement all the time.
Right. I know her biggest thing was when she first did her first treatment, her sweats went away. She was having those hot flashes, and now they came back.
During the ongoing economic downturn, take down this number or store it in your cell phone. 800-639-4402. If you owe back taxes to the IRS, you may not qualify for substantial
Wasn't what I was expecting.
What's my okay? I got my troubleshooter Wi-Fi up here. And I need to get the password, but I don't want to say it out loud. I want to get my, I want to connect to this. Okay, come here. I need my troubleshooter password. You're on slow trains and phone lines are get uncommon main brand for just $900. There's no charge.
Well, you know, they pick it up after two in between I Love Lucy and people. Right. And they're trying to figure out what they're going to do.
No, I
don't.
Well, my service is 93 or free. For free second opinions, 303-562-0439, 562-0439, or frontlineservices.com.
I'm Dan Webster. And I'm Trina Webster, founders of
Snoring problem, and I tried everything. Pillows, chin straps, even surgery, but I kept snoring.
Dan wasn't the only one desperate for good news. Our whole family was tired,
You're on the network.
so we turned to experts and created a solution that's a total game called Z-Quiet.
Z-Quiet uses the same technology as professional treatments costing thousands of dollars. You can find our affordable solution at getzquiet.com.
We know that snoring is a problem for so many families, and we wanted everyone to benefit from our easy solution. So don't let snoring be a problem. Go to getzquiet.com and sleep quiet with Z-Quiet.
Z-Quiet fits both men and women. Try it risk-free for 30 days for just $9.95. Go to ZQuiet.com or text RUN to 91011. Go to getzquiet.com or text RUN to 91011.
You've got skills, so why not make money with those skills? Can you mow a yard, clean a house, clean a flat screen TV, haul off some junk? Well, check out Tackle. That's T-A-K-L. Tackle is an amazing new app that connects people who can perform small jobs and chores with customers who need them done. And the Tackle app is recruiting providers for our Denver launch that starts June 6th.
Because they say, this new women to follow around black hats, I got this team. They follow race teams too.
Easy steps to join the first
imagine a better job as a young man
in this area.
Tech school.
As a tackle provider,
I was already
you
married.
can be your own boss, set your own hours, and make great money. The Tackle app goes live June 6th, so don't wait. Go to tackle.com today and sign up. Stop thinking about making money doing what you love and start doing it with Tackle. Sign up to be a Tackle provider now at tackle.com. That's TAKL.com.
The best way to fix hail damage on your car is with Flexit out of Colorado. Serving Denver nearly 40 years, they have highly skilled paintless dent repair techs, and Nick, the founder, is a master certified technician. Door dings, minor dents, and hail damage, all fixed without disturbing the original finish. You won't even know the car has been touched. Downtime is minimized, only 1 to 3 days total. Call now and save $500. 303-619-6275 or flexidentcolorado.com.
Whatever happened to work today, you'll hear all about it this afternoon with Michael Brown, beginning at 4 on 630 KL.
They got mosquitoes, but it was sparrows.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Rocky's Autos, 63rd and Federal. If you're looking for a used car, truck, SUV, or van, Rocky's open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8. They have plenty of new stock in for the good weather. They have convertibles, yes. Coupes, yes. Two doors, two-wheel drive. Of course, they have all the SUVs, the four-wheel drives, and pick-me-up trucks, everything you want, plus 40 lenders to choose from. 303-426-4646. And since it's car day, I thought I'd tell you about that. All right. Let's keep going here with our gang of experts. You can call about car stuff or other stuff, and we have a little bit of both. 303-713-TALK. Okay, Ernest has been waiting a while. Go ahead, Ernest. What's happening?
Hey, Tom, I had a question. I rented a tent, a big 20 by 40, like event tent.
Yes.
For my son's graduation.
Yes.
And they came to set it up the morning of the graduation. All was fine. About an hour after the graduation started, we had a little thunderstorm blow through. It was a little breezy, nothing extreme. Long story short, the poles ended up falling apart, coming down, climbing on the tables. Kind of ruined up the whole party, but we called the owner to see if they could, work something out. The guy that came to take down the tent, finished taking down the tent the next morning, said that the guy that did it was a shoddy installer, and for me to call the owner. Called the owner.
So he didn't like the way it was installed.
No, they actually were arguing about it that morning for the graduation on how they should have installed it, and I heard them arguing about it. But
what did they do wrong?
Well, he said the way he installed it, the cables weren't deep from it. I don't know. Somehow that it wasn't very strong. That's all I know. That was after he came to pick up the tent. So, of course, I don't know. I know how it is with employees. Some of them don't like each other. But my thing is,
how strong was the storm?
I would say the winds were probably 20 mile an hour.
Was it like really unusually gusty?
No.
Well,
no, not for where we live. We live in Pueblo West, so it's
Yep.
I've got sunshades up in my house right now, and when it's windy, those will usually come loose. They didn't come loose. It was like a 5 or 10 minute.
I understand. So listen, how long into the affair did this happen? Did it ruin most of it, some of it?
It ruined about 80% of it, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the party started at 2, and the storm came through a little after 3, so maybe around 4, my friend said, so somewhere in there. But yeah, I mean, the thing is it started, the tables didn't blow over, so it wasn't windy enough to blow the tables over. The thing that knocked the tables over was the wind lifting the tent up and down a little bit. The tent must have been tied down tight enough, so the poles came down and knocked the tables over and all the decorations and stuff. So.
Okay, so what will the owner do? Let's get right to that part.
I can't get a hold of him. I've called and left multiple messages. I've called and talked to the lady at the front desk. I can't get a phone
What do you want? What do you want? I think if it wasn't put up properly, I'd be pissed, and I'd say the same thing, but that would be a hard thing to,
prove.
It would be a hard thing to prove. I don't know.
Correct, and that's where I'm at. I always listen to you and try to figure that maybe you can help me try to.
What's the name of the event? Why don't we put a call in and just ask if he feels any responsibility whatsoever? What's the name of the place?
It's A1 Tent in Pueblo.
A1 Tent.
And and I've got the phone number for you if you want.
And that's why you called him, because he was first in the book, or where? No, I'm just nowadays with the Google, it doesn't matter if you have A1 or you remember they used to be A1 locksmith. I remember those. Okay, hold on, Daff. Let's try to give a call, Daff and Allie. We have Daff in because Suzanne and Mark are taking a little vacay, so you won't see them here for a while. They're just taking a little vacay, well deserved. 303-713-8255. No one has guessed our theme today. You'd have to tune in to YouTube or Facebook to figure it out. I don't know, but you can Facebook message us. 303-713-8255. Welcome. Let's go and keep talking, okay? What is going on with Bradley? Bradley.
Hey, Tom. How you doing today?
Good, man. What's going on?
Well, I kind of got a story for you. First of all, I want to tell you, I've been in Colorado Springs with my wife for about 3 months, and we, driving into town, we actually started listening to your show, and we've loved it ever since.
Oh, thank you. What brought you to town?
Well, just job opportunities to get away from where I was from. I'm 38, and I've been living in Oklahoma City my whole life. So
Colorado Springs is a beautiful city.
A lot different mentality here, too, for musicians and artists and that kind of thing. So a lot more to do, that way. And my problem is, I'm sure you've been following the story. You've heard about it with the Denny's situation that's going on.
The Denny's where?
Every Denny's in the Colorado Springs Pueblo Monument area has shut down due to a franchisor that
eight of them, right.
Yeah, and we all know that this guy is a moron. I don't know if you read anything about it.
So
payroll and all
is it his fault? Is it what? Tell me what's the buzz? Is it the fact that he did something wrong, or did they just have a downturn in business?
No, it's actually unpaid payroll taxes and.
The state seized them, right?
$200,000 in debt. They seized them all. My issue with this, and I wanted to see what you thought. You kind of inspired me to do something because normally, a job like this, it's a secondary job.
They only seized 4 of them, but I think he was forced to close the other 4.
Yes, he was. And my problem here, Tom, and I think maybe you would understand where I'm coming from. There's a lady that's his assistant. She's still doing this guy's bidding. As of the other day, I think Monday they closed. She came in and chewed everybody out and was pretty rude about it, tried to offer, these people food and stuff. I got on the news because I was upset about the idea that there was a 25-week pregnant woman who was waiting for her check. She worked 12 days straight. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, the lady is just, she's doing what she can to support her and her child. And, they let us go, and now we're not getting our payroll checks. And she's homeless now. And I felt like in this situation I had to step up and do something and say something to someone because the issue I have with this, Tom, is that I understand that this guy Abe is a complete moron. We get that. He's dodging people. He's not paying payroll taxes, that kind of thing. $200,000 in debt to the state.
Yeah, it's terrible.
A lady with the State Department of Revenue actually talked to me the other day. Said that they gave him a break in order to pay his final payroll. The other day.
So anyway, what are you calling about? What can we do for you?
Well, let me explain it to you real quick. I'll try to be quick. I'm just really upset about it. The lady, Amanda Wolfgang is her name. Her name was Amanda Wilkins. I guess was a maiden name for her. This is Abe's personal assistant. She told us the next day to come in and pick up our payroll checks. Only a select few employees in Fountain. And gave us an hour-and-a-half window, or else we weren't getting paid. So I think this lady, Amanda Wolfgang, still doing this guy's bidding. She needs to be exposed for what she really is.
Okay, well, what do you want me to do? Tell me, what do we do? I mean, you're saying what you're doing is bidding, but what do you mean? I mean, what?
Well, knowing that this guy is morally bankrupt, as we all know.
Yes, yes.
And she's still getting paid by this guy?
Okay.
While he's in California driving his Maserati.
Okay, so are you saying they have money and they're holding back for these poor people?
Absolutely. Absolutely. He drove off in his Maserati to California and all of his properties in Southern California.
All right. I need you to give us contact information off the air. Anything that you have. We'll look into it, I promise. But I don't know exactly what you want us to expose. You've already exposed it. In other words, I understand. The guy probably is morally bankrupt. You're saying he didn't pay taxes. When they don't pay payroll or sales taxes, that's a bad sign. And then he didn't pay payroll. So what is he doing with the money? Is he making money or is he just broke? We'll have to figure this out. Is there corruption there or just an idiot? There's a difference.
Brought to you by Discover Student Loans.
Just getting word of a crash on the northbound side of I-25.
Suzanne, tell you, let's take off.
I-25 slow downtown as it is, especially on the approach to Alameda. Doesn't really wet up until you get north of Colfax, southbound slow, south to Mousetrap, heading down towards Colfax as well. South end, crash southbound I-25 near 104th. That's clogging the drive up there. And watch out for slow speeds on southbound.
So guys, I was driving. I was flying the other night. I took Stephanie up for a night flight. The one frickin' time, one of the few times she comes with me, right? I get an alarm, an overtemp alarm on the main rotor transmission. Really hot, and it's a red light splash. Figures that fucking thing's gonna seize you now. So when the red light goes solid, it means like you're overtemp, right? So I'm flying back to land at the hangar, and all of a sudden it goes like this and gets normal, right? Stays normal for a little while, then goes back up, and I said, Stephanie, this is absolutely not overheated, because it can't overheat like that and then cool off and then overheat and cool off. Metal doesn't do that, oil doesn't do that. It would stay hot, and it would gradually overheat. It wouldn't just do that. And I said, I am absolutely positive, even though I didn't keep flying. I said, so don't worry, you know. So I landed, took the probe out. Sure enough, it was a bad probe. But the probe is used on about 60 different things, you know what I'm saying? I guess manufacturers, when they build things, they find something that works, because it's used for different things on different, it's used in on tractors, you know what I'm saying? So I just happened to find the same exact part number, and I ordered one, but What makes a probe go bad? What just makes it go bad? I mean, it just like
Internally,
that.
it's
Just like that. Why?
If it's temp-related, it's just got a bimetallic spring. I didn't know what they typically use.
It's what?
Bimetallic spring.
Yeah, it's a little piece of metal.
The spring heats inside, it moves back and forth, and that's how it's measuring temperature, if that's what it is.
It's dissimilar metals, right?
Right.
It has like a little copper tip and a silver sleeve.
Yep.
And then and it has a bayonet mount.
That gets your attention, though, that light coming on and you're on the road.
What's that?
It'll get your attention, that light
Oh,
coming
no,
on.
of course it does, because I always look at it, I mean, for sure. I mean, but one thing I've always remembered is that heating, whether it's oil, pressure can do that, but heat can't. You never just get hot. It's got to do this. It's got to trend, you know?
Right.
Because things don't heat up like that.
Right.
And it did. It went like that. I went, okay, maybe I'm overheated. I better be careful. But then when it went to normal, and then went back again, then normal, and I'm thinking, okay.
What lubricates the heads of those rotors?
The transmission?
Yeah.
Oil.
It's just oil.
Well, it's a lighter oil. It's a gear oil.
Right.
And then I have a cooler, a tranny cooler.
Tranny cooler, right.
So the transmission sits like this. It's like a cone, like a pyramid, right? And then the lines go through a cooler, and the air goes into these vents from the sides.
Keeps it cool.
Yeah. So as you're flying along, the air comes in this way. On one side, goes through, goes out, and the oil cooler's in there, the tranny cooler's in there. Yeah.
That's pretty slick stuff.
And
insurance are yours for free for 30 days by
I'm
simply
in.
going to experian.com/.
Hey, man.
You can use the hair. You want it?
Oh. We can all donate.
Do you have another?
I think there was 6.
That's fine. No, look, because I want to show you.
Do you fly airplanes?
Yeah, I fly airplanes, but mostly now I just several years ago I got into helicopters, and I just been doing that mostly. I just absolutely love it. I absolutely love it.
I wanted to fly helicopters for a living, and my wife absolutely would not let me.
You know what?
Terrified.
You know what? They're so wonderful. I don't even know why I did it. I don't have any idea why I did it. I just wanted to do it because it seemed like fun.
Yeah.
And so I started learning, and it was just fantastic. First, what happened was I saw a gyrocopter at an air show. Not the kind that looks like lawn furniture, but this was like an enclosed one. It looked like a little red Ferrari. I mean, it was really cute. But a gyro requires forward motion, and it gets the rotor going, and it has a rear propeller. And so I bought one of those because you can get a brand new deck out for not near as much as an airplane. So I thought that was cool, and I loved it so much because you could fly really slow and you could land it like almost vertically. You had to come down maybe a 10-foot roll on the bottom or a 0 if you're good. You could take off in 30 feet. I liked it so much that I saved up for a helicopter.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, to take complaints. Okay, joining the fold of Kimmer Transmission Pro Auto Care and Honest Accurate Auto from the Springs, we got Rolly Purefoy from Fort Lupton. Rolly is here to talk about cars as well. Yeah, man. So, we didn't give away our theme. We wanted people to write in, but they have to watch us to see what the theme is on Facebook or YouTube. But you gave them some kind of a clue. So, we were talking about Denny's restaurant. You know, people can have financial trouble, and I don't fault them for genuine financial trouble. But when they know they're in trouble and they start cheating people, or when they are in trouble because they are diverting funds to themselves and not to the payroll and all that, then that's different. Or you know you're going under and you start taking down payments and you know that you're going under. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's keep going. The Ernest, I think we told what to do, or what we're going to do. Give the call. We're recalling that place for Ernest. Glenn, what's going on with you? Glenn, what's going on? What's happening?
Tom, I just want to let you know I used your referral list and got a garage door opener installed.
Did you go to One Clear Choice?
I've called 4 different companies on your referral list.
Mm-hmm.
And the price ranged from $350 to $695.
Yeah,
Now,
you could easily have a price range like that, but was it all for the same stuff?
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. The same exact materials and stuff that you had that much of a variance?
Well, I went with a Chamberlain instead of a LiftMaster, so maybe that made a little bit of difference. But otherwise, they were $405, $490. I did not call the person you mentioned because I've called them in the past and they were too high priced. But I was just thinking on your Tuesday night business seminar, do people know that they ought to know what their frickin' competition is doing and charging?
Yeah, they should. Yeah.
Okay, that was
I mean, pricing is important. What do you mean? You're saying that shouldn't people be competitive?
Yeah, well, no, shouldn't people be aware of? Because I called them and I told them you were way too high. You're the highest priced one. Oh, okay.
Oh, well, listen, here's the deal. When you said they were way high price, I don't know what, honest to God, without looking at them, I don't know what you were bidding and how different they were or whatever, but I do know that there are companies that are just more expensive than others. Now, some, I believe, are abusive in cost.
Well, I'm not saying that
No, I'm saying there are some, I think. I'm not saying either on the referral list, but I'm saying there are people who are abusive in their pricing. I came across one yesterday I thought was abusive with Anderson Windows. I mean, renewal by Anderson. I thought the one woman bought two windows. She paid $4,500 for 2 windows.
What?
Yeah, so 2 replacement windows, and I thought, give me a break. So listen, here's the other thing, though. We got a discussion about prices. I don't get involved in pricing unless I feel it's abusive. Then some guy challenged me, George, a regular listener, says, well, what is your criteria? What do you do? Well, I don't know. I don't know. I go by the industry. If most of the industry is charging, $4 to $6 grand for something like a furnace, and then somebody is up at $15,000, well, that's weird. But if someone's down at 2 or 3, that's different. That's all right. But if they go way over the standard, I don't mind if they go under. But you mentioned One Clear Choice doors. You said they were expensive. Well, I found them to be very reasonable for what I got, and I had them do garage doors for me. I had them do 3 new ones for me. No, 4 altogether. 3 at one home a while ago, and then 1 right now at our home. And I'm telling you, I think they do great work, and they were very competitive. So what is too expensive? That's the age-old question. So many people are price sensitive, as well they should be. But at what point is it abusive, or at what point is it stupid? Like Glenn, you said you simply wanted to know if they knew how expensive they were, and you said they didn't even care, right? Whoever it was, they didn't even care. Well, maybe they feel like, this is my price. I do a great job. It doesn't come back to haunt me, and that's just the way it is. So when you said you're way higher than the other guy, they didn't ask any follow-up questions?
No, they didn't. I was surprised. Because I had asked for an estimate, and I asked them to come out and do it the next day, and then I found out the prices were low for the same thing, so I canceled it.
Yeah, well...
That's just effective not doing your homework.
Right. You do your homework. The thing is, we should talk a little bit about pricing, because I think, unfortunately, people who cheat, not the customer, but cheat the system, can get away cheaper. And sometimes they're rewarded for it. We'll talk about that and more coming up.
Hello, join me.
Yeah, we don't need to keep them on unless you think it's going to be soon enough.
How the law affects you. 3D Law, brought to you by our firm, Evan Jacobson Jaffa at
So Tom, I was told that if you get your pilot's license flying airplanes, or at least get the basis of it done, you can do that a lot cheaper than if you start with helicopters.
Yeah, don't start with helicopters. The cheapest way to a helicopter, in my opinion, is to get an airplane license. And then, or actually, I get an airplane license just because you can get the basics down. But you really don't even have to do that. You truly only want a helicopter, get a gyrocopter's license. Because if you get a gyrocopter's license, that's considered a rotorcraft rating. Then the helicopter is just an add-on. And although I think it would be impossible to do it, you only need instruction to competency for a sign-off and a test. So technically, you just have to demonstrate competency. But I think it would be foolish to rush through that. I did a full ticket in everything I had, even though I didn't have to. I did a full ticket in a gyrocopter and a full ticket in a helicopter, only because I love it, so why cut it short? So the thing is, though, you could go to a gyro, get a license for hardly, for not expensive, then add on the helicopter. And that's the way I would do it. And it would be an extraordinary way to do it. But you really have to be committed to that, because helicopters are expensive, even doing it that way.
Well, probably years and years and years before I'm thinking about buying one. But
I mean expensive to rent them.
Even just
the cheapest one, little tiny two-place gasoline helicopter to learn in, are $450 an hour easy. I know it.
Go in the military.
Guys,
I was just gonna say, when I say Marine Corps, they teach you.
Yeah. Gotta have a hobby. Gotta find something.
Well, that's kind of a hobby. Tom, I gotta, my store's down. I lost my phones. I gotta get over there and go check something out.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I wouldn't do it.
No,
my service tech can't come this afternoon. We got no calls coming in. I think I know exactly what it is.
Do you want us to deliver these back to you, or what do you want to do?
No, it's the memory of the show. So Rasta, we'll just make Rasta afternoons. I'll be back. I'm not that far from there.
Okay, good.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, because I got to take off.
Keep it warm for you.
You do?
Yeah, my daughter's got stuff.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I think I know exactly what it is. The power supply that's upstairs, and I don't have anybody at the store that knows how to do it. It's like crap. So I have my son there. I'm going to show him how to do it. I'll be right back. Don't have too much fun without me.
Okay, go get them.
Phone's just started.
We just had a new system put in. It's like,
Unable to save the others. You're listening to the latest from News Radio.
Not too bad. Looking forward to the weekend.
Going hunting?
No, we got the Special Olympics state meet in Grand Junction, so I'm leaving here.
Rolly did a lot with Special Olympics in the past.
Did you?
Yeah, we did.
My daughter's in it, so.
Rolly, did you have that night with Corvettes? Did you have that already? Did that already happen?
That's Friday.
Yeah, because I have it on my calendar.
We're trying to.
Did it work out?
Oh, yeah. Great night. We got this little rain right about 10 till 6 or so. It lasted for like 10 minutes, and then it turned out to be beautiful.
Any problem you have in your car for just
I wanted to come up, but I hadn't heard from you, and the weather was kind of stinky, and we were
Well,
far
the weather
away.
hurt us a little bit.
And I wasn't sure, and I was gonna.
We had probably 150 people.
the unknowns.
Normally we get 2 and a quarter.
303
Sucks. I have never been able to get good coverage in this building.
It's terrible at home.
Man, is it terrible.
I hate my terrible.
I don't know what it is. It's all this whole area. I mean, I have zero. I mean, I have no cell coverage at all.
Verizon?
Yeah, I have Verizon.
I got 2 bars. 3 now.
You don't have Verizon, though, right?
I got Verizon.
I got
3 bars.
3 bars.
Okay, then my phone sucks. Then. It has to be my phone.
My phone is crap.
It really does. It has to be. You know, I'm not elated with this Pixel. It's supposed to be the shit because it's Google, but I'm not happy. Sometimes, I don't know, but sometimes when you reboot, I'm just going to do it.
That's the first thing you want. You got things screwed up or you can't access what you normally access, reboot it. Turn it off and reboot it. It took me a long time to learn that. Mess around with it.
So anyway, Rolly, why don't you go over there? Rolly, just sit over there. It's more comfortable. Yeah, but you got, okay.
By National Tax Credit Group to enroll suffering citizens during this crisis. Call the special service hotline to see if you qualify for this historic relief opportunity during the ongoing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You look all miserable with that hat on.
My honey went away for the weekend. Because I got the kids.
The IRS is
I'll just do a parent.
reduced settlements, resulting
Everything
in
all right?
tax debts
Oh,
being
yeah.
reduced by thousands of dollars. To see if you
How old are her
qualify for
parents?
your reduction, call this new
7.
special service hotline now. 800-639-4402. 800-639-4402.
71.
1-800-639-4402.
Joanne and Carol were here.
The Southern
I
Hospitality
saw them on
Downtown
Facebook.
Barbecue Beer and Bourbon Dinner.
Don't miss the 6-course intimate barbecue dinner pairing with Brews Beers and Rocker Spirits. It's June 17th. Call Pablo at 303-875-8750. 303-875-8750.
Do you want me to do anything on that other deal?
Switch to the best deal in
You're
America.
welcome.
Total Wireless.
Oh, yeah, I want to get started on it. I'm starting. I'll get the Apple thing going, and then we'll do it. We're going to do it. I'm afraid of statute of limitations, but I'm not calling it a breach of contract. I'm calling it just past due, but really there might be a little problem. I'm saying it wasn't due until a certain time, so I think we can make it work.
Finding
Ladies
where people
do
to hire can be
the
like
right
But Rolly, we got to
find
do
a
it.
needle in a
We can't
haystack.
mess around
It's
with
time
this.
to
We
try
got to do it.
ZipRecruiter, where 80% of jobs get a qualified candidate in just one day. How? Using powerful technology, ZipRecruiter
Well,
matches
just
your
figured
job
just
to
those
the
two
right
items
candidates
that I
fast.
mentioned
So while
in
other
there.
companies might deliver a lot of pay, only ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
That's
And
well
right
north
now
of
you
$1
can
million
try
bucks.
ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/easyhire for your free trial.
I just want to take you out, so it's a task.
ZipRecruiter.com/easyhire.
Denver's talk station.
I have
Online at KNO.com.
such animosity in my heart for those people.
And you used to be just the opposite.
Yeah, but I don't anymore.
Hey, is that Norcross or whatever? Is he alive?
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can. I'm feeling down.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Al Ramos had to run. He was with Pro Auto Care, having problems with the phones over at the place. We have Jeff Vick from Kimmer Transmission. We have Bola Shinoiki from Honest Accurate Auto in the Springs, 2 locations there. And then we have Rolly Purefoy, the original member of the referral list at referrallist.com. Rolly, Corvettes. I am astounded at how beautiful they are.
Well, you should come up and look at the
the new ones.
At the
new ones.
amount of inventory that we have right now.
No, I am astounded. Now, when my friend was looking for a Corvette, and I had him, and I said, "Well, you guys haven't." I tried to put you guys together. I thought, I mean, aren't they? What was he looking for?
Z06.
And what did I think it was?
Just a standard C7 Stingray.
Okay,
and,
so
there's
what is a ZO as opposed to this
high performance, 650 horsepower?
So, but it's the same body and everything, right? It looks the same.
No, the body work is a little bit wider. Grand Sport and Z06 share the same body. It's a wider looking car. Has wider wheels, tires.
It's a 2017 though.
Yes.
So the Z06 is on. It's still considered a C7 though, right?
Yes. It's just a model within the C7 group.
It just confused me because it has a 6 on it, the number 6, when on a C7.
Well, it all stands for and that's clear out of its past back down into the 60s, where the Z06 was a number that was first designed to designate a high performance Stingray.
What is a Z06 flat out fully loaded, or what can you do them for?
Well, if this retailer in the 105 range. 105.
And how many horsepower?
650. Plenty.
Oh my God!
Plenty.
Can it smoke a Ferrari?
Oh yeah, these are a true 200-mile-an-hour plus cars. 0 to 60 and 3.132.
What would you need that for? Just for fun?
What does people need a 44 mag when they can get by with a 38? I don't know. It's just
anyway.
But it is that game.
Oh.
Did want to say, Tom, after we've been up there in Fort Lupton 57 years in business.
That's hard to believe.
And just a week or so ago, we did something that we've always had a body shop, and we still do have a body shop. But I've leased that company part out to Mankey Auto Body. They have.
So you basically don't have your own auto body.
No, I don't anymore. No, it just got.
Was that a big? I think
that was a little bit surreal for me. To sign that lease off, and we don't really have. I have a body shop, but I don't have a body shop.
I think it's smart. It's an in-house body shop, though.
Yes, and we can still cater to everything, and my crew stayed the same, and everything is exactly the same.
I think it's more efficient. I think the days are coming the same with IT departments, Rolly. Who has an IT department? I mean, it's ridiculous to have your own servers and your own people.
Well, and that's why, these guys now have 5 shops, and they can consolidate all their buying power for paint and materials and computerization and everything that they do to deal with insurance companies, where actually a smaller shop like ours just doing it just like that, you just fight it all the time.
Really? So. After my small business seminar, I made up my mind that there's a need, and I don't know if I want to start this or not or how I want to do it, but there's a need for what I like to call, and if people are listening want to start one, I don't care. I mean, it's not like it's a big secret. Like something called business management systems, okay? Now before you think you know what I'm talking about literally taking over their payroll, their accounting, their marketing, literally letting people in business. Now, this would only be small business, small to medium, taking over all of their day-to-day operations and just letting them excel at what they do. Because the more and more I think about it, a lot of these small businesses simply don't have the time, nor is there the efficiency of scale. Can you get back here, Al? So everything worked out. I said you had to take off. You're back? What happened to the phones?
Do not disturb on a master.
Do not disturb. It shuts it all down. Somebody hit do not disturb.
Could happen.
Wow. Okay, so I was saying business management systems. I think that would be cool. Could you imagine? You basically take over their nitty-gritty crap and just let them concentrate on what they do. And with technology today, you could do all of that.
You could probably do that. I'll tell you what, just dealing with Chevrolet on a daily basis and everything that they pump at you, I don't know how we keep up with it.
See, you guys, all of you here, you all have 2 challenges. You have the back and the front. The back end, the business end, the marketing, the BS, the accounting, the payroll, the state compliances. Then you have the front end where you have to do what you do. Well, that's hard, guys. I mean, it is.
We're also mental therapists.
You're psychologists. Why?
Because we have to deal with people, and they come to you with real stuff.
And they blame you for stuff, too.
And as an employer, I mean, I'm sure you guys have all done this, where you're helping people, and it just kind of is part of the process. It's part of...
not just customers, but employees.
Your employees, primarily.
Employees, and are there... Is it common to have conflicts among employees? No, you guys are laughing. It is. We've never really had it that much.
Here's the term, and I can refer to me. When you're a technician, you're technical, you're kind of a prima donna. Okay? That's just part of the thing. But
you actually have techs fighting with each other? I mean, like arguing and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They'll go...
we've had some of that, but it's pretty seldom for our deal.
You don't have a sandbox over at your place.
What is a sandbox?
You have a sandbox.
What is this?
There's that one guy that gets a bunch of bad jobs, okay? And he feels the world is after him. Okay, come on, we know that.
Yeah.
And then they look across the way, and Jeff's got this gravy-paying job. He's got 3 in a row, and they're upset.
So that's a good question. How do you dole out jobs?
Based on availability of hours and where they are for the week. That's
and their skill level.
Skill levels, too.
Somebody might be great at trannies. Somebody might be great at this.
Diagnostics, exactly.
All right, let's go to the phones. Let's get them. So this is a strange one. Marty wants to thank me for not helping him. Okay, Marty. What was the problem, Marty?
I want to thank you for not getting involved.
That's right. What was it?
I had.
What was it?
Excel Roofing did a bad job on me.
Okay, you know what, Marty, I'm going to say you're a nut, and I'm going to just hang up on you, okay? In fact, I'm going to do that, okay? So let's see if I got him on the delay, because he is a nut. He's a piece of work. You know what? You're nothing but a freak, because I looked at your problem through and through, and I think you're stupid, crazy, and you're a troublemaker. Now, did I get that? Let me know that. Those listening online will hear him, but he just wanted to complain about somebody, and he has no basis at all. I let people complain about anything they want, but when this guy had a complaint, he had no basis whatsoever. He's one of these customers that are nightmares, and all they want to do is make life difficult. Have you ever had one of those that no matter what you do, you cannot please them? And trust me, I take complaints every day, and I don't cater to anyone unless you are a nut, a complete nut. I don't want to hear from you. Marty, I never want to hear from you again, ever, okay? Ever. His complaint was unfounded. Everything he talked about. Do you remember him, Dan? The guy is obsessed. Yeah. Don't call me again, Marty. Don't call me again. Let's talk to Dave. Dave, what's going on with you, sir? What's happening?
Hey, you guys. Thanks for taking my call.
What's happening?
I got a 1979 Le Mans. It's a 231 V6.
Yeah.
It's got an air pump on it, and if it doesn't run for about 4 or 5 days, when I start it, all this smoke comes out, and it just smokes like hell. And if I drive around for a couple of blocks or so,
you guys have any clues what could happen? What that is?
What color's the smoke? Blue by chance?
It's a little blue, kind of whitish.
Yeah. Most likely, you've got the seals on the valves are leaking down.
The same valve seals.
Yep. And so when you fire it up, you're burning oil when you first start up, and it's got to cook all that out of there before you start burning clean again.
Yeah, because it doesn't smoke. It passes emissions, actually, but...
Well, sure, because it's leaking down when you're not running.
Oh, so you say the valve seals are old?
Yes.
They're old, they're hard, and they don't wipe.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Is that an expensive repair?
No, they're not too terrible. I mean, you're going to want somebody who really knows what they're doing. You're going to want to look at other things when you open it up, because you go in there and just do valve seals, where you may have other problems going on inside that combustion chamber. You want to catch those when you're in the process.
So like Jeff just said about the combustion chamber, real telltale is look at your spark plug. You're going to start seeing the oil buildup on that plug itself in that combustion. Guys that have shops usually have a thing called a borescope where we go inside and we actually look at it. Take a picture of the valve, we can see it. And that's notorious. Those seals have been in there a long time. Probably the originals.
Oh, okay.
So they just go bad, guys? Is that basically what it is? They just go bad?
Oh, yeah, just like the rubber on the end of your pencil. That rubber hardens up over time.
All right, let's keep going. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Ted, what's going on with you, Ted? What's going on, Ted?
First, I want to say I love your show.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for real. So it's a 1990 Jeep Cherokee.
Yeah.
2.5 motor. I got it about 2 years ago and went through the whole thing. I rebuilt the motor and everything.
Okay.
I had the motor bored out, and it idles great, but when you kind of start to get on it, it just chokes out. And I've gone through everything. I can't figure it out. I was just wondering if you guys had any
Guys, what do you
ideas.
think?
Well, anything that stumbles, it's fuel or sparks the first place you always look at. The motor's built, the rebuild is internal, it's all mechanical. That typically is not going to cause a hesitation. So you're trying to look to see, in a system like that, what is causing that problem. Does it do it hot, cold, doesn't matter, just all the time?
Yeah, basically. I mean, like, it idles, and then when you get on it, you get
hesitates.
up to a couple thousand RPMs, and it just starts to choke out real bad.
So you actually will accelerate and then it chokes, or is it right off the line it chokes?
Oh yeah, it goes real good, and then you get to that RPM, and it freaks out.
Have you ever looked at the fuel filter?
I was going to say it's running out of fuel.
Yeah, I've literally gone through everything on this Jeep. And,
on a 90, that's an electric fuel pump, isn't it?
Yeah, it's electric, and I did the fuel pump, fuel filter. I'm wondering if that when it bored out, if the computer can handle the change.
No, you're talking thousands. It's not. You're just increasing the displacement. The vehicle knows how to adjust for it because the sensors see what it needs. Displacement. It's not going to make that big a difference. The things I start looking at is how the injectors are working on there. Are they clean?
Okay, yeah, I got a bigger injector for some more fuel just because, but
no.
We got more coming right up.
Just gotta jump in, man.
That is a mass airflow system, doesn't it? 90 of the mass airflow system.
Watch out for the highway drive to the
So that, Marty, that was the gutters, right, Tom?
Yeah,
So why doesn't Jay just give him some old gutters from another house?
Jay,
offered him everything.
No.
Don't let that fucking guy on.
I asked him, I said, so, I go, no, let me, explain to me what this is about. I tried all different angles. He was like, no, I'm so happy with him. That was the only reason I let him do. He threw me under the bus.
Listen, I don't care about him complaining about me. Jay Bretson did a complete roof job for him. He did a perfect, beautiful roof. Listen, Jay did a perfect, beautiful roof. He was mad because he didn't keep his old gutters. He threw them out. He said, I threw out your roof too. So listen to this. Jay, he was so unhappy. Jay said, I'll give you the new gutters free. Still unhappy. Gave him the whole fucking roof.
Does he always go by the name Marty?
Yeah, he gave his money back completely.
I've got Marty
dime, and he was
tattooed right
still
here.
pissed off. Still pissed off. What did he want? Then he calls Golden Spike, who tears off a perfect roof and puts on a new one.
Is that right? Oh, I didn't know that. No, I think
he has no standing whatsoever.
Rick wants me to go on the Corvette rally on the 17th. I said, I'm not going.
I don't see one listed
We
out.
start at 6:30 in the morning.
No.
And we're going to a wedding the night before. I said, I'm not going. I'm not
I mean,
going.
does he have to be on
Not doing
He's just
But
raising
he's
the
not
RPM
working.
sitting at the stoppers are doing that.
No, they were
Oh, they-
somewhere. I
He
took
said
it back.
once he gets going, and
Yeah, no, but I mean, if he's in
Because
the
very
it's so
fine.
funny.
if
You
he
wanna-
steps
you
into
want,
that fuel,
I've got
raises
mine.
that
You wanna
engine,
put yours on?
stumbling that fuel, it
You're
has to be loaded.
good. You're used to not having hair.
We're used to it. Why would that guy do that?
Some people are just psychotic.
I'm sure all you guys have had.
You have customers that come in with the intention of being upset, no matter what.
Or there's something they just didn't like, something about it.
They show up and they're already not in a good mood anyway.
He has no, I mean, he has nothing. I mean, there was nothing wrong. He just didn't even know why he was complaining. It was one thing after another, and he couldn't make him happy. He said, look, I've given you every dime back. I've given you everything. What do you want? He wanted him to redo it. He wanted him to redo it.
And then Golden Spike comes in and rips it.
He comes in and he loves Golden Spike, loves him. And the roof could not be more perfect. I forget what set him off. It wasn't at first the...
I thought it was the gutters. I thought really that...
Could that be the first thing, though? I don't know if it was the first thing.
I thought it was, but I couldn't...
He threw away the old guy. I swear to God, the guy went fucking nuts.
Guy used to tell me it's collective injustice.
Yeah.
Pile of it. He's got a suitcase. The whole world has treated him bad.
Right.
Walks around just loading it.
Those are aluminum gutters. I was gonna have to sell them. My dad put them on.
What did he say?
I don't even know all that.
That is so bizarre, isn't it?
God, this phone is pissing me off. I rebooted.
Yeah, don't show him that cell phone, does it?
No, I don't see him that central causing
I was trying to look at
Exhaust side. Exhaust blocks can cause that. As it gets up higher.
All blockage there? So the exhaust manifold or the...
Pull the manifold off and at least pull
the ones that
as far as you can.
You guys use the Honda. You guys are Hondas, right?
Mostly Hondas.
Well,
Yeah.
you can catalytic converters then.
Remember the old catalytic converters, just the shields that fall inside, block the exhaust. Weird, this problem, car runs really good, go to get gas, and it will
Well, 1990 had a catalytic converter, didn't it? Well, could that be it? Partially.
Drop the exhaust off and see what it does.
Yeah.
Quick and easy.
The only thing is they won't run good top end.
You know, I truly fear for our country. Can I ask you something? Does the media even try to pretend that they're objective anymore? Or do they?
No, they don't.
They just flat out admit they're after. No, listen, I mean, they have to. There was an article, I'll tell you next break, that I didn't understand. When I tell you about this article,
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, I want to keep going and help you What did we say about Ted and his Jeep? Anything? What did we end that, or does he still?
No, we went to the break. We were just showing ideas.
But basically, throwing out ideas because he bored it out. He redid the engine and still having problems. There's not much more.
The internal build is typically. Does anybody agree with that? I mean, internal build in a motor.
But you don't have to put in new injectors.
No.
Because
they can deliver. They adjust. They have variants.
Ted, here's something. You like doing your own work, but I'm just going to say one thing, and then we've got to move on. Our guys, all of them, they'll take a look at your car. It's not going to cost you anything to drive in and say, look, can you take a quick look? Tell me what you think is wrong and what you can do to help or what I can do for myself. You don't understand. These guys know that they're not going to make money on each and every person that drives up, and they have to have relationships, Ted. So you could literally have somebody take a quick test drive with you or look at the car or put it on the rack. Now, they're not going to spend hours and hours and hours, but you don't know how much these guys do just looking around. All right, let's keep going. 303-713-TALK. What's going on, Steve?
Steve.
This is not the one we took earlier, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm one of your common men from down in Colorado Springs.
Well, hello, common man. Thank you very much. What's happened now? You see, now you can talk and you know what's going on behind the scenes here.
There you go.
What's happening?
Love the show, and I've got a 2008 Jeep Liberty. Occasionally, when you started it, it made a high-pitched metal-on-metal sound.
Ew.
Took it into Pharisee Brothers down here in the Springs. They couldn't find any error codes. They couldn't duplicate the problem, but they said with 110,000 miles, it made sense to change the starter out. So $400 later, new starter, and the noise happened again when it started, of course, for my wife, not for me. It always happens for her. So I took it back in. They couldn't find any problems. So I wanted to ask two questions with the guys. Have they seen anything like that with Jeeps, with older Jeeps? And then number two, what would you do? It's got a 1-year warranty on the part, but what should I do to sort of protect myself, for future problems?
Guys?
Well, my first thought on something like that is probably going to be a tensioner or a pulley, especially if it goes away relatively quickly and you only see it every now and then. You've already had the starter done. The likelihood that you just got a bad starter that's doing the exact same thing is pretty low.
Yeah.
You really need to have them catch it when it happens.
Yeah, there aren't many coincidences in mechanics,
Yeah.
Especially when things just keep happening.
We'll sometimes keep cars for a couple of days if we need to, so we can continue to do cold starts and actually catch it in the act versus just guessing at a repair.
So anyway,
cool.
Where are you? Well, where are you located?
Right now, I'm headed up to Blackhawk for playing another poker tournament. I was talking about poker a while
Good
back.
luck, baby.
So Steve, how do you do in tournaments?
Well, I just got back from the World Series of Poker in Vegas.
Were you in it?
I played in one of the events called the Colossus.
Do you actually make a living doing this?
I subsidize my affinity for playing cards. I have a poker bankroll like most serious players, so I don't play with the rent money. And when I cash in a tournament, that means I can play in more tournaments. So this last week, one guy took home $1 million in this tournament. I didn't win all the money, but I won some of it. So I've got to go back up to Blackhawk and spread it around up here.
Steve, I want to ask you something because every gambler I ask has a different answer. Do you, and I mean this now, think before you answer, do you believe in luck in that some days you are just hot and on some days you're cold?
Yeah, that's called variance.
But why? Now, because I don't believe in that kind of stuff, so why?
Well, because you're odd. You may be a 95% chance to win a particular poker hand, but there's also the 5% if one of the cards comes from that 5%.
Well, sure.
Then that guy's going to win. The 5% is going to win. But
why do you have hot streaks? Why do you feel, hey, I am hot or I am not? I mean, why do people feel, oh, today, man, it's just a good day? I don't know, because...
Well, it goes back to sports. When I used to play sports, we used to have coaches that say, the more I practice, the luckier I get. You got to put yourself in good positions. So if you're playing out of position or you're playing from behind, you can't expect good results. But the other part of it is mental. You have to have a mental mindset that you're going to take some bad beats now.
Okay, so you don't. So then you don't really believe in luck. Then.
Over time, it'll even out. I believe.
So the odds are the odds are the odds. There are people, I swear to you, they believe that what they wear or the rituals they do in the morning when they're at home will determine if the Broncos win.
You think about baseball players,
or if they have to wear certain slippers when they watch the Broncos game, or the Broncos won't win. That's how crazy they are, and they're otherwise intelligent people.
That's superstition. What he's talking about is days that are good. That's your mojo. Your mojo's on. You just
Kenny, what's going on with you, Kenny?
Yeah, hey Tom, how are you?
Good, man. What's happening with your calipers?
I had a caliper put on my right rear, and I should have done it myself, but I didn't. But now, when I drive, when I stop, everything's fine. Got good pads, all that. But now when I take off, it makes a groaning noise.
Groaning like like grinding groaning?
No, like a low, not a grind at all. Because I've replaced the pads. I know that the pads are good. And it's not when I stop. It's when I'm completely stopped.
Yeah.
And then I take my foot off the brake to go.
Right.
It starts making this low moaning, groaning kind of noise.
Groan or moan. Can you make that sound for us?
No. And where's it coming from?
The passenger seat. It's his wife.
It's coming from the right rear of the caliper that was replaced.
But what is it? But a caliper wouldn't moan. It would grab. It would.
Yeah, calipers don't moan. Rotors moan. Pads moan. That's what they do. So you have to look at the pattern on the rotor and just see how it's wearing.
Yeah, also, when you just replaced, did you replace the calipers?
No, I wanted to, but I didn't have time to.
Did you do rotors?
So I haven't looked underneath there. No, I didn't have them do the rotors.
I thought you said they were just replaced on here. The computer said they were just replaced.
The one caliper on the right rear was the only one because he didn't have one of
You obviously need some kind of brake job or something. You just need to have someone...
Even just looping the slides.
I do all my own brakes, and I've been doing brake jobs for people all my life. I just haven't had time, and I'm wondering if anybody could tell me what that groan was coming from after they somebody else put a new caliper in.
It's got to be the pads and rotors, don't you think?
Yeah, well, or even if they didn't lube the slides, so that caliper's not relaxing when you go to take off and trying to grab.
It could be something that simple.
Yeah, that being said, I never recommend replacing one caliper. You should always replace the adjoining side.
Yeah, ever.
Okay, Kenny, it could be just the differential doing it. I don't mean the differential on the car, but the differential in pressures. Vic, what's going on with you, Vic?
Hey, Tom, I love your show.
Thanks, man.
Tom, the reason I'm calling in, I have a 2003 Honda Pilot, and I accidentally dropped the remote, and I dropped it pretty hard.
What remote? You mean the key fob?
Yeah, right.
They're expensive, bro. You found that out, didn't you?
Yes, I did, and the remote, this is from our local Honda dealer up north here. And the remote's 160, and then to program it is another 60. Is that pretty standard? Would you say?
Guys, that's in fact.
Don't you have that key guy up north though?
Now, yeah, and he'll do a little better, but he's not cheap because they're not cheap.
No.
But you can go to City Lock, I believe it's in Boulder. Jeff. Please get the name of that shop that we have, the locksmith in Boulder that does the key fobs and stuff. Yeah.
2003 Pilot, very easy to program that key fob. It's just cycling the key on and off a couple of times with the door open.
Really?
Just Google it, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Only takes a couple of seconds. You can do that by yourself.
So you think it's a programming problem as opposed to the... You think it's a programming problem as opposed to maybe some damage?
No, the key fob itself needs to be replaced, but once you replace it, you don't need to pay $60 to have somebody program it. That part's easy.
Cool, that'll buy you a lot of beer.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right, Vic.
Quick Google search.
Spread it around. Okay, Mark. I'm sorry, can't go to that one right now. Let's take this quick break. I love talking about good companies, and I love talking about Genesis Total Exteriors and Interiors. I often said to him, why don't you just name your company Genesis Total Exteriors and Interiors? He said, it's too late. I've been doing this too long. So therefore, I just want you to know, he does both exteriors and interiors, and he does a great job. That's Mark Szymanski and his team, all employees, great people, siding, windows, gutters, painting, fences, decks, kitchens, baths, basements, additions, large and small, Genesis. And this is an area where you really need honest people. 303-679-8509, GenesisTotalExteriors.com.
Oh my God, there's a mic.
I went out to the Art of Granite, and I met...
Plug something shortly before we leave the Springs. Our car giveaway. We need people to go to our website and give us some nominations.
I'll just toss it to you. Okay, we'll do that.
Okay.
Car giveaway. Let me just write that down. Car giveaway.
We're giving away 2 cars July 28th. We need nominations on our website so we can figure out who we're going to give it to.
And then you buy only enough granite to get it done. You don't have to buy the slab or 2 or 3, and then he makes it beautiful with artistic edges, backdrops, and they also do, of course, other stones like marble. They do limestone. They do all kinds of stone, by the way, natural stone or artificial or what they call composite stone. They never mark up the stone ever. You pay wholesale for that, and he only charges for the beautiful fabrication and installation. When you get a kitchen right now, he's going to throw in the bath for no charge. Call today.
You were looking through there's right there, so now I got you. You can see your whole face. Look over here and look back. To the whole side. Oh yeah, look quick here. There you go. There we are. Yeah, we just had on those keys and stuff, a guy called up, you know, you just Google whatever, and they sent him there, and it was $19 and then $30 to open it. Got it out. He used 3 tools, so they charged another $225 for the 3 tools and stuff. He locked out of his car. You know, but they don't belong to that locksmith group there. I mean, that's the biggest rip-off you've ever done.
Oh, I wanted to tell you about this. I saw this story in the news. The mere fact that this was a story told me something, because it wasn't a news story. It was called an enterprise story. You know, they thought it up and did a story. And it said Kobe Bryant said he would consider visiting the White House if they won the championship. And then the article went on to say some other athletes and if they would visit the White House. Now, how weird is that as a story? In other words, in general, when sports teams win the championships, they visit the White House. But the USA Today took it upon itself to do a freaking story on who would have the nerve to actually visit this president. In other words, how did that become a story? It's just a foregone conclusion. Somebody wins, they go to the White House. So they went out of their way, because there are no championships going on right now, right? Okay. But they said Kobe Bryant says he would consider, but he would have to consider, he said it would be a really hard decision. And all the other athletes were talking about if they would go or not. Now, how is that a story? I mean, is he so evil? No, what I'm saying is that they're posing the question as if this is fucking Hitler there, and are you going to support him? I mean, whether you like him or not, it's a tradition. You go to the White House, I mean, what do you... I swear to God, we have thought police right now. I've never seen such unbelievable pressure on people to think and act a certain way, and if not, they're fucking ostracized. But you know, in Hollywood, you can't get a job if you don't go along with how they believe. You can't get it. It's just like the McCarthy era.
Tom Brady's wife kept him from going to the White House. She kept him. Yeah.
Ringing a bell.
He said as a family. I'll answer some other stuff.
Okay, but he said he can't be on the phone.
I'll go to him. His wife and Tom Brady.
Been there 5 times.
Yeah, and
Tom But the way they put it is like, you mean you'd actually go and meet him? It's like, he's the president.
I mean, that's stupid, my God.
But why is that a story?
You're right. Even if you don't like the president,
is Kobe still playing?
People step into that building.
No,
right?
He's retired.
So Bryant's retired. So they'd had to. They literally called him and asked, "Would you go, Kobe? Would you have gone?" He said, "Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure." You know, it's like.
And I agree with you. They swing things so to the extreme. And they're crazy. Have you ever turned on MSNBC for just a little bit?
Oh my God!
That makes you.
Just to slice your wrist.
You said The View.
But they
The View. I thought it was The View. I saw highlights about The View. I don't want.
They don't even pretend to be objective anymore, right? Aren't they just out and out just saying we are?
If you want objective U.S. news, you have to listen to foreign news sources.
Yeah. I think you're right. But even they get, you know, a lot of it they'll pick it up
like
from
the BBC and stuff like that. Yeah,
it's better. They're better.
And you know, I'm talking about, by the way, both sides, except I don't see conservatives doing that where they will ostracize you. I swear to God, in Hollywood, I mean, it's like if you don't believe, they like, it's like automatic. You have to go along with this or you don't work.
And look at the opinions they have. They don't know anything they're talking about. And they go, who's the idiot that went to go see Travis in Venezuela? The actor. Trump. What an idiot. What are you doing?
You got El Chapo arrested.
Oh, my God.
I mean, you didn't know.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, let's go to Max. Max has a question about land. Max, what's going on with you?
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Max.
My call.
What's happening?
Hey, quick question. I'm looking to purchase a piece of land in Clear Creek County.
Okay, how much land?
Just an acre, like
okay.
1 1/3 acre. It's unimproved, just in the woods.
Okay.
Do I need a land lawyer to do this?
No, you don't need anyone. You just need you can if you want, you can hire a broker and just a transaction broker, call them and just say, could you facilitate this and pay a few $100, or you can go to a title company. You don't need an attorney unless it's some complicated thing. It's not in a subdivision, right?
No, well, originally it was, but it's gone, I guess, bankrupt.
But this is what you have to be careful of. I want you to visualize something, and this visual will help you remember. Visualize a target, okay? Yes. And in the middle of that target, the bullseye, is your land, okay?
Yes.
And then I want you to, and this is what you have to concern yourself with land. First, and within that bullseye, there's a tiny bullseye, and that's the building table if you're ever going to build. Even if you're not going to build, there has to be one or it's not saleable. Now, on the outer ring, you have to think about access. You have to think about access. Can you get to it? Because access could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars if you have no easements or roads to get to where you're going, and maintenance of those roads. So that's the first outer ring, is access. Then you have to think, then you think of taxing districts. Does it fall within an area that is going to be taxed or is being taxed or may have special assessments? I've had people buy vacant land for a song only to find out they had to chip in thousands of dollars, thousands, in order to get water, or for a park district or some district they weren't even aware of. So look at access, then look at districts, taxing districts. Then the other thing you want to look at, utilities. Can you get utilities to the lot? If you can't get utilities, you are screwed, blued, and tattooed. You can't, you're done. So access, taxing districts, and utilities, very important. Then after utilities, you have to look at laws and regulations and HOAs and subdivisions, all of that. So I call that all the legal stuff. You have to look at even though you say, well, it went bankrupt, there might be a dormant HOA, there might be something there that prohibits you from doing certain things. You're buying a pig in a poke, you have to know what you're buying. I've had people buy vacant land, think they could do anything they want, and they could do nothing because there was a dormant HOA, and they got together just to object. That's how crazy it can get. So how many other lots around you? You have to look at your surrounding as well. Is it congruent to what you want to do? Many people want to build a beautiful home, and around them, all people are building is trash, or they're using the ravines to throw their old cars in. So you have to know the surrounding. So you have access, taxing districts, utilities, the HOA and legal stuff, and then the surroundings. All of that, then you get to your target. And when you get to the bullseye, you have to know, is there a table big enough to build a home and have the proper setbacks and have everything available to build? Otherwise, you end up buying something that's useless. What's your end game on this land?
Well, actually, I've got a house on land. It's the next door piece.
Oh, you just want adjacent land.
Yeah, and then it borders national forest.
That's
so
beautiful. That's wonderful.
I just want that to prevent anyone from buying and building next to me.
That's a good thing, because you don't have a lot to look at then, because you don't care about access. You just knocked out access.
Right.
You just knocked out taxing because you've been there a while. You just knocked out utilities. You just knocked out the legal, and you know what the surroundings are. So man, just go ahead and do it.
Well, it's from a private party.
Yeah.
He owns several lots.
Mm-hmm.
My only concern is I don't want to be somehow attached to him in any way, as far as him creating bylaws or perhaps I don't know, rules and regulations, if you will. I don't know.
Well, that's all in the contract, bro. You have to go to the county and find out what is it platted for. Is there a name at the county? There is a plan. There's a subdivision or plot plan. You better go read it, because even if it's not in effect, it can be put into effect.
A title company can take care of all that.
Yeah, exactly. A good title company can, Rolly. They take care of all of that. So I would go to a good title company and have them do all that research for you. And then, you know, as far as the contract, you can hire an attorney for an hour, or you can just get a good real estate broker and have them be a transaction broker. They shouldn't charge you more than $500. How much is this land going to cost?
Well, it's $21,000 is what it is. It's a little steep for what I'm getting.
Well, I don't know if it is or not. Tell me what proximity you're in.
For bordering national forest.
What proximity are you to cities or towns? Where are you?
Outside Idaho Springs.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's still pretty low price.
Real far away.
So
yeah, you know. And like I say, it's from a private owner.
Good. Private owner and borders national forest. Just listen, right now, if you do want a transaction broker, go to the referral list and pick one. Or if you want to do a title company, I don't have any particular title companies in mind. I used to use Land Title for everything. And then you have, what else is there? Attorneys. Ryan Wood would be a good general attorney that can handle that for you on the referral list. All right, 303-713-8255. Mark has a question about his Honda Pilot. Go ahead, Mark.
Ooh. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Mark. What's happening?
I've got a 2012 Honda Pilot, and I've hit that 100K mark, and I wanted to talk to Pro Auto Care to see what something like that's going to cost me.
For the 100,000-mile thing on a Honda Pilot, he's done plenty of them.
Right. Have you done all the intervals that followed that should be done according to the schedule?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 100,000, a lot is the inspection of the vehicle, but you're also doing fluid intervals. I believe you're up on brake fluid, oil, transmission, rotation, balance, all of that. Those services, we always look at the car to see what it's had done, because some people do stuff sooner, and so they'll price anyway.
What about timing belt on it? Does it have a timing belt, and is it an interference engine?
Yeah.
Spark plugs, valve adjust, and timing belt are due at 105 on that engine.
And that's a big one. That's a big one.
It is.
And that's why I'm wondering, because I got an estimate, and I don't want to tell you what it is.
Why?
I want to hear what. Well, I just want to hear what Al's estimate.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
I promise you this. Honest to God, Mark, he would never alter it up or down based on what you told him.
No.
All right.
I just want, but it's timing belt, spark plugs, and valve adjust.
I have to look that up, honestly. Do you have a price? Do you know what you charge for that?
105 on a 6-cylinder Honda. If we do everything that comes up, usually runs about $2,000.
What estimate did you have?
1,700.
Yeah,
I was going to say about 18 to 19. That's actually that's just guessing at it.
And the timing belt's a big deal, bro. It's a big deal.
It is. I know, but that's a lot of money.
Every bit of that work is important.
It's all important, and here's the good thing. If it lasted that long, you've been taking care of it, and it'll last you a lot longer, too.
The big thing is the quality of the belt you're using and the kits. There's a lot of kits out there that have been pieced together, Taiwanese stuff, not very good quality.
Okay, let's talk, because the one guy asked for a transaction broker. Frank Duran can do that, but he can do anything. He can do buying on the buying side. He can do on the selling side. He can do whatever you need. And here's the most important thing. You will never find anyone better or a firm that is better. He has a team for each and every aspect, for listing, for staging, for cleaning. Yeah, they clean your house for you. And also for marketing. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.
So at 100,000, you do valves?
Valve adjust.
Just adjust.
Yeah. It's expensive because of labor, not parts.
And you guys always take out when you do time belt, always a water pump, right?
Yep.
And put guys.
Yep.
They hear it, they do them all. And we do field a lot.
I mean, is it going to last another 100,000?
Probably
Even if they're
good.
not leaking.
Yeah.
We always do the pump, we always do the tensioner, always do the belt. The seals on the 6-cylinder, so they don't leak very often. 4-cylinder usually.
I thought timing belt probably 90,000.
All within like 95 feet of each other.
105 now. They actually used to be 60.
Yeah,
They went
we
from
provide
60 to 90 to 105.
If we're gonna get the property, it stops, get out, unlock the gate, flip it through.
You know, all three issues of ours were
12 gates going all the way
I saw that. That's how they call.
Chrysler is not.
They're called beautiful.
I know, but they're so popular here, and all three of the problem cars were cheap.
That'd take a while, wouldn't it?
Just piss him off.
Definitely not our favorites.
Is it not? They're not.
Well, we like fixing them.
Right.
But
Jeep
as
stands
far
for
as
just empty every pocket.
that's the truth.
Mopar, moments of power are rare.
Well,
I haven't heard that one before.
In the old, in the 90s, you'd look at a Consumer Report, you know, for used vehicles, and always like black under Jeeps.
Yeah.
Always, you know, Chrysler products in general.
They've got an iconic brand, and they really should be spending more time on making them better cars.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. It's a shame.
But the Jeeps, they can keep them on the lot.
Yeah,
So
people love the stupid
Yeah, that's
a
why they
mindset.
should be working harder to make them better, and I think that's why they're not working harder, because they
But,
don't have
but
to.
if you notice though, they take a big jump, because like the Liberties are jumps, in my opinion. But the Grand Cherokee, that's a really good vehicle. That is a nice vehicle.
Well, when you get the 5.7 or the 4.7 liter, I mean, it's a pretty strong little engine, they're pretty reliable. You know, you got the freaking Mercedes transmission behind it. They're decent, but I'm pretty sure that they have a checklist where they are not allowed to sell a Jeep until it has at least 2 oil leaks.
That's good.
There's a lot of truth.
It's a Jeep thing.
It's self-lubricating.
Well, evidently Harley Davidson was paying attention, so.
You wouldn't understand.
Yeah, well, I just seen one. It's a Jeep thing. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh my God, that's funny. And self-lubricating.
Self-lubricating. It oils the highway.
The carboning on those ones, carbon big time. The 4.0s. Are you guys starting to see any of the issues with direct injection?
A little bit. We actually just got a GDI kit to take care of some of that. We just did one yesterday on a
Which kit, the BG?
2011, yeah, the BG one.
Works.
2011
It's
F-150.
amazing how much difference it makes on direct injection cars.
We had huge problems with that on the 335s when they came
Oh,
out.
yes.
They made us buy the walnut blaster at the dealership.
Oh, you do the walnuts?
I never had to use it. We had it at the dealership. I never got one of those.
Well, how do how do the shells work as a media?
Well, so the idea behind the shell is that it's hard enough to knock that stuff off, but it will also evaporate. It'll burn if it gets inside the combustion chamber.
It's environmentally sound.
And it doesn't mar the aluminum.
Right.
That's all turbo or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones we were doing on were turbos.
Yeah, the turbo.
That's what we used to throw.
Won't do any harm.
You know, in a helicopter.
Yes.
We'd toss those shells.
They did it in Gemos, right?
Where'd you toss the shells?
Right into the intake of a turbine.
Why?
To clean the turbine
It
blades.
decarbons.
I don't know.
Is it really ground
It
up?
decarbons. That's an FAA-approved method of cleaning.
That's what
Or are they just really ground up?
Run them up and get them up and
They're almost
throw
like
them in there.
You literally take a handful.
Throw them in.
Small.
So Dan,
Bigger than dust, not.
It's
You
live.
pull the filter.
That's not working. That my
You get a puff of black smoke and stuff out the backside of it, and you're all done.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
I can't think
Okay, I already checked it once.
Yeah.
It went down.
He's just, it might be.
I'm checking out this all like I'm bringing it up right now and see if it's.
No, they're Continentals. They're on Rolls Royce.
except for blowing the UH1.
Yeah.
Yeah, here it is right here.
It's there, it's working itself.
Oh, I see you right here.
They're Rolls Royce.
With my long locks.
Yep. Oh, I don't know why. Yeah, why he doesn't.
Well, he has a government computer.
No.
Because they had
Not the turret, not
Yeah,
the
no, it's
not the jets. I don't think so, Road.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome, 303-713-TALK. Okay, let's keep going here and see what we can do for you. That's what we do every day. Well, for 30, 39, 38 years, going on 40. Hey, Lindsay, what's happening?
I have an electric line that has rotted out that was connected to my house.
An electric line. Are you talking about your main service line?
Main service line.
Okay, what about it, Lindsay?
When we had the last little, what is hail, it fell.
Oh.
Because it's rotted out.
Now, wait a minute. Do you still have power?
Yeah.
That's a dangerous situation. It is on the ground?
No, the XL come and put it back where it was until I could get somebody to take care of it. Because this is a double, and it was attached to the other part of the double.
Do you own it?
Yes, I do.
It's a duplex.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And you need to get someone to fix it. Are you asking for a recommendation?
I'm asking for a recommendation. Approximately what should I have to pay?
Oh, it's going to be expensive. It will be. I mean, a service line, if they have to redo a service line, it's on a pole, right? How far away is it from your home?
It's approximately, from that unit, it's approximately 35 feet to the line.
Oh, man. Is the whole line, is the line still...
XL came out and put it where they said I could have a little time to check on getting it done.
Okay, so the line itself is fine. You're just talking about shoring it up. And what do you need to do? I mean, why did it fall down? Where did it fall from?
It fell from the overhang where it was attached to this. This place was built in '54.
No, I understand, but I'm not sure I have a picture. Coming out of the house usually from the meter, there's a
No,
pipe.
not that.
Huh?
No, where it was attached from the pole in the alley to the unit.
Okay, did it fall off that pole?
No.
Okay, then you have it attached at the pole and you have it attached at the house. So why did it fall to the ground?
It didn't fall all the way to the ground.
It's
slow.
What do you call it? It's sloped down.
Yes.
It's sloping or whatever.
Right.
Okay, sagging.
You're on this because it attaches to the pole and to the house with a cable
right.
and anchors.
That's right.
So
and
one of those came out.
Well, either the cable came out or it would have to come out. It didn't break, and they don't stretch, those cables.
No. A lot of times...
Now, there's a cable and then there's a wire, and usually the wire goes around the cable. It snakes around the cable. To redo that, if you can keep the same stuff and just do the labor, you're going to have the power shut off, of course. Excel will do that, and that's not the main power at your place. They have to shut it off at the pole. It's called a service disconnect, and that service disconnect from the pole to your house has to be turned off, and then you need someone with sheer labor, and you know what? I don't know who does that. I can call some of my go-to people who have electrical divisions like Plumline, and ask them if they do that. So, Daphne, let's call Plumline Services and ask them if they do service lines that have sagged, if they can secure the service lines. Now, that's it's not even so much an electrical contractor, except it really should be, because they know what to look out for, and they can check to see if the service line is still in good shape. And Daph, maybe one other electrician we should call from the referral is just to get an idea of if they have an idea of what that might be. It's like 35 feet of service line that has to be reinforced or resecured or whatever. Hold on, and we'll try to get you an answer, Lindsay. 303-713-TALK. Ramona, what's going on with your 99 Jeep?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
Hey, I have a problem with it. A couple of times I was turning left into oncoming traffic.
Yes.
And suddenly lost power.
Uh-oh. Whoa. No, seriously. When you say lose power, does it stall?
Well, it didn't quit entirely, but it hesitated such that my foot was all the way down on the gas, and then it wouldn't go. And then at the last minute, it picked up and got me out of there. But
wow.
So I took it into the shop, and they replaced the crankshaft position sensor.
Yes.
And then recently what happened was I was just driving it and then it quit altogether. Would these two be related or is there something else?
Yes, it sounds like they would.
They surely would, and that
Now,
signal is important, that crank signal.
why don't you hold on, and we'll come back to you and try to give you some ideas. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. Stick around for this and a lot more on Car Day on the Troubleshooter Show, plus any other problems, questions, or complaints.
We were talking at break time, every car problem is cheap.
It is. A Lyconian jet engine.
4 out of 4.
Well, that's a jet engine.
The caliber, they didn't say what was
Like
what caused that.
Hey, that was Cadillac.
Was it Cadillac?
I think so. And our tough stuff
I didn't even know they made jet engines.
manufacturing a lifetime value on all parts to convenient locations.
I didn't even write it down.
It was a GM product.
Are they still in them, like the newer ones?
Right. I hate to leave you guys.
Go take care of your family. Enjoy your time.
Good to meet you. So.
Good to see you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Keep the hair going.
There you go. It's the most hair I've had since I was 17.
Don't go changing your beauty.
Well, I gotta get some first.
Okay.
So the more I drink, the better look I get.
Oh, GE,
Either loaded
Rolls Royce, Pratt and Whitney.
Oh yeah. You never know what you're gonna get. It's all right.
I spent a lot of time with special needs.
You say what kind of beauty that was?
1999.
Probably Cherokee.
99 Cherokee.
That's right. Oh, you said Cherokee?
That's what it says on the board.
Oh, okay. You can move over there all if you want. That way you can see the computer and stuff, and just use that. You got the thing right there. But it might be easier, like say when you talk, you'll have it right there and stuff. That's up to you, whatever you want to do.
Pratt and Whitney, Rolls Royce, and GE.
Thank you, gentlemen.
See you, brother. Pratt and Whitney, Rolls Royce, and GE. They don't.
Kimmer is out of the building.
That's a jet engine.
Don't thank me.
See you, Jeff.
The jet is thrust, turbine and turbines.
No, they're both exactly. Turbine is jet, jet is turbine. It's just that
You can
that
actually
jet uses
service if you
thrust.
want it, but that's all the calls
They
and stuff
call
up
it
there.
a turbine when it turns a
You get off, like
transmission.
say,
Exactly.
jump up Google.
That's why they call them servo props, but they're jet props.
Contractors accused of leaking a classified NSA
turbine.
report will remain in custody for now. Reality winner pleading not guilty yesterday, but a federal judge in Georgia refused to grant bail for the 25-year-old Air Force veteran. Winner allegedly gave the report detailing a Russian hacking attempt to the website The Intercept,
Turbine engine
which
is a gas
published
turbine engine that works by compressing. Turbojet is a turbine engine.
So on the day Katy Perry drops a new album, Freddie and Taylor Swift put her music back on major streaming services a year after she pulled a catalog from Spotify. Coincidence? You decide. Christine says the move is in celebration of her album.
So you tell everybody how to use the new phone system now?
Oh my God, yeah. Well, we went to the new Comcast business.
Okay.
And what's crazy, all the phones now are all on the cloud. The controller is a box like this.
I just started
Converts
custom
the internet
static.
signal and talks to all the desktops.
You do a lot of
VoIP. We tried that for a month and a half.
Really?
So many problems with that.
With Comcast?
Yeah, it's Comcast business. I've heard some people have great experience with it. Ours was terrible.
Ours was great.
And
You don't buy the phones anymore like this. You can buy the service. They give you the phones. They give you the phones? Yes, you use them. You don't own them. You're basically using them. If you renew it, then you get online now and everybody else got extensions? Yeah, we just have connected. Each phone has its own IP. Oh, okay. Like a jet. And a helicopter. Ours are clear, crystal clear. We got 100 megs of never stored in 50th. All about our
it's sound quality. All the little functions it's supposed to do. None of that stuff
Oh, wow. And what it does,
we couldn't get every employees to get into it. You know, like transferring calls from one person to another, picking up calls off the board, stuff like that.
Because they have to park them. Oh,
right.
Appreciate you being around.
Help me get my feet back on the ground.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. How are you doing today? It is the Troubleshooter Show's edition of Car Day. Now, that doesn't mean we only talk about cars. We'll talk about anything you want, but we have our experts here today. Now, Jeff Vick had to leave from Kimmer Transmission, starting his weekend early. We have Al Aramis here from Pro Auto Care. We have Bola Shinoiki from Honest Accurate Auto in Colorado Springs, and we have Rolly Purifoy from Purifoy Chevrolet. So, let's keep going. And
boy, you gotta love Bola's name.
I love his name.
I mean, you just got it.
You know, it's a Nigerian name. You weren't here when we talked.
I was listening to
Oh, you did?
But...
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's a cool name. So, I always love to know what names mean. You know, like when I named my boys, my boy and girl, there were names, right? Dolce means sweet or soft. I thought it was a cool girl's name, Dolce. And Giovanni means gift from God. Isn't that cool? So what does Rolly mean? No, Roland. Is there a name for Roland?
Of the land.
Meaning? Of the land, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. What does your name mean?
Wonderful.
Al?
No,
what is your name? Albert? Is it Alberto?
It's Alberto.
I wonder what that means.
I don't know that it has a meaning. Alexander, which is part of my middle name, that's helper of mankind. That's what Alexander.
Okay. I wonder what my name... I don't actually know what Thomas means. I never looked it up, actually. Meaning of names. So we'll look it up. Anyway, if you have a name that you want us to look up, tough. We don't do that. It's today's car day. But what I'd like to know is how they come up with car names. I'll tell you how. They have actually computer-generated computer programs that generate names based on what you want to say. Like, I always loved the name Integra. That was a car, or is a car, Integra. It means nothing, right? Means nothing.
Acura Integra.
It's just Integra. It sounds
a great word.
good.
Yeah.
You know, let's think of names. They don't really mean anything, except some do. Like Impala means something.
Well, you know they had a problem
wouldn't that be in part of integrity?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It doesn't mean that, but it sounds like it. But like, for example, they do have names that mean things. As I said, Impala, you know, it means something. A Mustang. You have a Taurus. So there are
they
things.
mean something. I got a great classic one for you. In Latin America, they had a big problem with a General Motors product. They had the Nova, and in Spanish, Nova is don't go.
Oh, really?
It don't go. So if you sell a car that don't go, that doesn't really, it's not good marketing. No.
So it was called the Chevy No Go. I want to talk to Glenn at Plumline Services for a quick question on this service line issue. Now, Glenn, this may not be an electrical problem, but I don't know who else you would call than an electrician, but I'll ask you, if someone has a service line from the pole to their home, it's their responsibility, and it's slooping or sagging, and almost hit the ground. Now, Public Service or Excel Energy says you got to get it fixed. They're secured by a cable, right, that goes from the pole to the home?
Yeah, there'll be a cable going from the pole to the home. Then they should have a pole right at the house that line will go into and then go down to the panel. So if there was an issue somewhere along that line where that came down or is coming away from the house,
would sag.
That would cause that to sag quite a bit.
Now, there's no way of knowing what's wrong without seeing it, so it's hard to price. But in general, let's say the line itself is in good condition. I mean, what could you envision that would be? I mean, could it possibly need a new cable?
I don't know if it would absolutely need a new cable, but you're definitely going to want to get somebody to look at the pole at the house to make sure that that's secure and it's not going to be
on an older home. That's usually where it comes loose, isn't it?
Yes.
The mast, don't they call that the mast on the home?
Yep.
So it's almost impossible to give price ranges for this. But like, I mean, how do you price things out like that?
You just need to get somebody out there to take a look at it, make sure that the mast is in good shape, make sure the panel's in good shape, everything is safe. If they need to shut the power down from XL at the pole, I mean, there's a lot of different factors that can go into it.
Okay, let's talk. Hold on a second. I want to talk to Lindsay. Lindsay, what part of town are you in?
Stapleton Plaza.
Excuse me, where?
Near Stapleton Plaza.
Near State.
Colorado and Monaco.
Colorado and Monaco. And how old is the home?
And they were built around 1957 and 58.
Now, do you have the money to get this fixed?
I'm going to have it. I have to get it fixed.
I know, but I want you to first get somebody honest to look at it, and it doesn't matter if you shop around. But I'm going to ask Glenn. Glenn, could you guys do Lindsay a favor and waive the service charge to go out there and look at this?
Absolutely.
In the Stapleton area? That would be wonderful. You know, Lindsay, these guys are willing to go out and take a free look at that and give you an idea of what's wrong, because really if the panel is bad or the mast is bad or the cable is bad, it all depends on what needs to be done.
XL said where it was attached to the house.
So it might be
overhang is rotted out.
It might be something very simple. The overhang is rotted out. So, Glenn, this is complicated. What if it might get into a construction area? What do you do in a case like that where you really do need an electrician to make sure no one gets killed, but let's say it's more of a construction issue? What do you guys do? Do you guys shore that up yourselves?
Well, they can definitely do stuff with the mast if they need to put a new mast on or whatever it needs to happen.
So the construction around the mast, if new wood needs to be put there or something, you guys can handle that part of it.
We don't do anything with the wood or framing or anything like that.
Right, that's what I meant.
To make sure that that's secure, yeah.
But you could tell her what needs to be done if you go out there. That's the first thing, Lindsay.
Martina,
yes.
My son is a apprentice electrician. But he don't have his master's, and he's in another state.
Oh, he's in another state, right? Listen, here's what you do.
This breaker box is inside of the house.
No, I understand. Lindsay, here's what we're going to do. Let's let Plumbline Services take a look, okay? Let's let them just take a look, because they're a good company and I trust them. And they will look and give you an idea of what needs to be done. Daphne, could you get that set up, please? Plumbline Services, if you ever need people, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, good people, 303-586-1086. Okay, let's keep going here. It is car day. Rolly Purefoy's here from Purefoy Chevrolet. We have Bola from Honest Accurate Auto and Alan Ramos from Pro Auto Care. And we want to talk about a 2007 Subaru. Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Good. What's happening?
Okay, on that 2007, every time we start it up, it kind of screams when you start it up.
Mm-hmm.
After a little bit, it stops. But on
screams,
still do it. Like a loud belt scream.
Oh, okay. Good description. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
And you say sometimes going around turns?
Yeah, it'll do it then, especially if like a turn like into your driveway.
Could that be a power steering thing, guys?
Sounds like a power steering belt. Maybe the tensioner's loose. We see that quite a bit with those, actually. If you know anything about them, you can just open the hood, get your hand down in there, and see how much you can move that power steering belt. If it moves more than an inch or so, the belt's probably just loose.
And that would scream upon startup, too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You get a little warm and they start gripping.
That's what it sounds like. And that's our best guess, Joe.
And around the turn, he's loading the power steering. He's turning.
So that's
Is it all one belt on one of those?
What's
I
that?
don't know. Is it all one belt?
Should be two.
Should be two.
Yeah.
303-713-8255. Ramona.
Yes, sir.
Hi.
Hi.
So your Jeep Cherokee, I think we were starting to take this, didn't we, or not? Or is this another one?
This is it. Jeep was accelerating.
Right.
Car would almost die on oncoming traffic.
So that could be dangerous. And what do you guys think? I mean, that could be anything, right? Is it only when you try to accelerate quickly from stopping, from when you're stopped?
Well, no, I haven't had trouble with it doing that again. The most recent thing that happened was I was just driving it to go to work. I had all of my power, lights, heater on, and it just stopped altogether. So I was able to pull over, and it started again, but I just wondered if it's related to this last problem. And I forgot to mention, in the meantime, in the interim, in between the crankshaft position sensor being replaced and this latest problem, I did have my alternator.
And that's what we said. They're most likely related. So what is your question?
If it's related, I guess it's not. It was misdiagnosed. What's going on?
Okay. I'm not saying it was misdiagnosed, but if they didn't do it properly, or something else is failing in that system, guys, what do you think?
Absolutely. Crank angle sensor, a position sensor is something simple to test. You'll know if it's good or bad. That's a very critical signal that the computer needs to run. There's a number of things that can cause a car to hesitate or stall or die. A part of this, big question, do you have a check engine light on?
I did the last time, and like I say, I was just driving it. It quit altogether, and it came on when I put it back on, but then it went out again.
So you're saying now it still has the problem, but the check engine light's not coming back on?
Yeah, the check engine light is not coming back on. It hasn't failed me since that time, but I'm just concerned.
Oh, it failed one time for you and hasn't repeated it.
It has not repeated it, no.
Okay. Boy, that's a tough one, because duplication is a big part of the repair. I mean, we always have to duplicate the problem because it sends us in the right direction. If a car, now, if I got this right, you said it hesitates. It's not physically dying. Is it dying?
No, it physically died.
It does die.
Yeah.
What does it take to restart?
But it did restart instantly.
Instantly.
Did you lose all of your lights and everything as well, or was it just the
everything
engine
came back
running?
on. All the electrical system came back on, and everything was fine.
But when it died, did your dash lights and everything go out, or was it just the
Everything
engine
went
shutting
out. Exactly.
Okay.
Entirely.
All right, so what do you guys think?
It could be a lot of different things.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost impossible
But if we lose an electrical, I mean,
ignition switch possibly.
Yep.
Still should set a check light, a code.
A code, yeah. And the code, if it's in there, if it hasn't been erased, I'd be curious to see what that was. You really, with these kind of problems, you don't want it dying because it's going to do it at the worst time. You want to know you have confidence. I start thinking about ignition. Do I have an issue with an ignition?
Yeah, but all this means nothing to her. She's like, I guess you're asking, do I need to take it into a shop, or is it some? I mean, really, that's the question.
Yeah. If you
and do you need to take it to the same shop? Do they owe you anything? Did they do something wrong? We don't even know that yet.
Yeah, well, I did take it to the same shop, and they couldn't find it, and they test drove it for a couple of days, and then they had me come back and get it. They said they couldn't find it.
If it doesn't die, it's very hard to fix.
That sounds about right. And if that first time that it died, you were saying that the car didn't actually shut off, you were able to get through traffic and pull over.
The first two times, I made a left-hand turn the first day, and then
okay. We're just going around and around. Basically, they have to check it. They'll let you know if the other people did a good job or not, and if they did not, they'll let you know where they did wrong. Right now, I want to talk to Ideal Home Loans about the process, because a lot of people say, Tom, you say call 303-867-7000, 867-7000, or go to idealhomeloans.com, but then what? What happens when you say you can close in 3 weeks or less? What does it mean? What do they do that day? Brent?
Well, Tom, when you call, the first thing you're going to notice that's different from probably past experiences that you've had is that we're going to ask you what it is you're trying to accomplish and what it is you're trying to do. You know, a lot of mortgage professionals just dive into here's what you should do. We need to know where you're at and where you're trying to go, so that we can adequately advise you on the best process for you. Because, you know, our philosophy is first we listen, then we lend. That way you're in control of what mortgage you're going into, not us dictating it to you.
And all they have to do is call, and that 3 weeks is from the time they apply, right?
That's right. From the time they apply, we will close your loan 3 weeks later.
And can they apply with that phone call?
They can, absolutely.
See, I love it. 303-867-7000, not to mention all of their custom loans they have for you, plus a host of other services like the interest rate guarantee. 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
Troubles on I-25 as we get into the lunch hour. Crash northbound I-25 downtown.
It's so much to repair. It's probably drives the car into you and it runs great. It's like, what do you fix? Right, exactly. What do you guess it's stuff?
Hard to explain that to people sometimes.
Well, they get that. You've had my car 3 days.
Yeah.
I know. And we've driven it, and we don't get paid for driving your car.
They don't want to hear any more than you do.
Yeah. Our people getting paid to drive your car for free.
Now, it's sunny and 85 with your traffic. traffic and weather
Those are
for
tough
Wagner.
Oh,
630
yeah. Intermittent, the worst.
Brought to you by
Bolo, nice to meet you.
for sale on the dark web. Monitoring your credit
Those
cards.
are definitely not our favorites.
Oh. Range of threats to your identity. If something happens, U.S.
What do you guys do? We will occasionally take a guess as long as we're very clear with the customer. We don't know if this is going to fix it. If you want to do it and it doesn't work, we agree to do it. What do you guys do?
Yeah, it depends on those cases. It depends on those cases where, there's a high suspect that, like a fuel pump is one of those ones. The car acts like it's a fuel pump. Fuel pump's the issue. Sometimes you're just like, man, this is leaving you stranded. I mean, you need to be
Try something.
And yeah, you have to sometimes take that extra step, but it's like, we let them know flat out. It did not fail for us, But
and then when you dump a pump or something in it, it doesn't fix it.
No, those are the worst. And we talk to them a lot of times because those cases, like if the car's 40, 50,000 miles, yeah, you can't really do that. But if you had a 100,000 miles on the original pump, like you get your miles out of this thing, and these suckers go out. And that's those ones that are like, I can't be grabbing my car and I can't have reliability.
Don't buy a Jeep again.
Yeah.
No more Jeep questions.
We got Jeeps out there.
We have a lot of Jeeps today.
Tom, what is that phenomenon? You talked about winning at gambling and days are off. What about the phenomenon here, where we get the same brand of cars, one right after another?
Synchronicity.
Synchronicity. I think the police wrote us out about that.
Synchronicity.
Really?
Guys, did you get the app yesterday on that guy who modifies his voice?
We did that.
No, you were-
Here's like one day, we did radio.
I liked it.
You never gave it up?
No.
I think
I liked it.
maybe they're better now. In the 80s, 90s and stuff.
What do you think of the prices?
Oh.
Not a fan.
So I remember the start.
I make a lot of money fixing them.
Yeah.
I know that.
Good if you have a repair shop, but
Wouldn't buy one.
Oh man,
the Dodgers
They've earned their reputation.
Oh yeah, they have.
Doesn't mean everything they make is junk.
No,
They
that's
definitely earned their
hundreds of
reputation.
really nice vehicles in there. Charger's not a bad car, but man.
it's kind of funny here. Chrysler buys American Motors, which was the bottom of the barrel, and then the third of the worst, buys the worst.
And then
I thought it was.
Drags them down.
American Motors was a piece of crap. They didn't. There wasn't a good car they put out, was there?
I don't know. Well, I remember seeing them when I was a
How do you
kid.
beat the Matador? How do you beat the
I'm not old
Matador?
enough for those.
Oh man, I used to have an AMX Javelin and stuff. Man, I worked on that a lot.
Look at the 340s that came in, didn't they? Back in the day.
Back in the day.
On a $400,000 sale, $1,300 in Colorado Flat Fee Realty. Why would you list with anyone else? Call 303-300-9660 or visit Colorado Flat Fee 5.
Keep more safe 2.8% co-op applies.
Let's talk about Flexident for fixing your hail damage. It should be a no-brainer. That's where you go. Why would you want to drill and fill? Don't waste your time with a body shop for minor hail damage. You can do paintless dent repair at Flexident with master certified technicians. The owner, Nick, 40 years in business doing door dings, dents, hail damage. Listen, even if the paint is damaged and they can't do it, you can do a combination. You could do as much as you can with paintless dent repair, and then if there's paint damage, you can go to a regular body shop. But even when you go to a regular body shop, insist on new parts. Don't ever drill and fill. And of course, Nick can advise you. He should be your first stop after you see your adjuster. And then, if it'll cost more, he can even help you there. That's Flexident. Multiple locations. Call for one near you. 303-619-6273. 303-619-6273. FlexidentColorado.com.
It's Free Movie Friday thanks to Atom Tickets. Go to khow.com right now to win and download the Atom Ticket.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, to take complaints, okay? What's going on with Katie? Off topic of cars today, but we'll talk about anything. What's going on, Katie?
Good afternoon.
Hey.
I was wondering if you had any dealings with Airbnb.
We've had a few questions and never really anything major. What's happening?
Well, I had a tenant who ran an illegal Airbnb out of my home.
Now, why was it illegal?
Well, he's not allowed to subordinate his lease.
You mean it was against your lease?
Correct.
Okay.
But it's also, if you look at the terms and conditions on Airbnb's website to become a host, they have terms and conditions that they don't actually enforce. For example, allegedly they take either a copy of the lease indicating that the homeowner has given authorization.
Well, okay, so let's suffice it to say he did it improperly.
Right.
Okay, so now what?
So the city of Boulder, apparently Airbnb submits tax revenues to the city of Boulder in a lump sum.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not against individual properties. And this is the first year they've had this contract with Airbnb where they're just taking a lump sum, and then the licensing department is supposed to authenticate somebody, give you a license number.
Okay, so what's the problem though?
Well, the problem is he's created this kind of giant liability for me.
How?
By having people in my home staying on my property.
Well, no, he created a giant liability, but it's not lasting. You don't have a problem right now, do you? You can just terminate his lease.
Which I've done.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what is the issue? I mean, it's not ongoing. This liability, you're lucky nothing happened, but I doubt you would have been held responsible anyway.
Well, that's an unknown. My question is, Airbnb will not release any information to me about my property.
What do you mean? What kind of information do you want?
I want them to tell me how often it was rented and for what amount.
Well, why?
Just for my own information in the event that the city of Boulder requires some sort of reconciliation on taxes on this property.
When you say on taxes, they don't. Okay, I don't want to argue with it. It's not going to affect you one bit in taxes, not one bit. But if you're just curious, I guess Airbnb, I guess the reason they're not releasing it is because they're saying the contract was not with you, right?
Exactly.
And I think now don't get me wrong. I think what they did was improper and not getting proper authority. In other words, like for example, it's like Uber letting you you're driving a stolen car or something, right?
Exactly.
Well, right. And so they should have at least authenticated the guy, but they didn't. So yeah, we can agree that Airbnb did an improper procedure, but it did not cause you any damage whatsoever. It could have, but it didn't. So let's be happy about that. So Airbnb did something wrong. The tenant did something wrong, but there were no damages. So now I think Airbnb doesn't owe you anything. No explanation, no information, nothing. I don't think they owe you or have to give you anything. I know that sounds weird. I'm not saying they didn't do anything wrong. I'm just saying that they're correct in saying their unauthorized agreement was with him.
Right. I guess I think it's more of a legal gray area. Clearly, contractually, they had an agreement with this person that they had no legal rhyme or reason per their own terms and conditions to enter into this agreement.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. But on the same terms, they really don't owe you anything, any explanation or anything. You had nothing to do with it in a way, right? So now it would be different if something arose from this. If, for example, let's say the guy denied renting it out, or he said you're the one that did it, or somebody sued, then you would be able to subpoena or compel them to do it. But we don't have that situation right now, so it's kind of like,
he did initially deny it when I confronted him.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I mean, what I'm saying is,
but then what happened was he had a standing reservation with somebody, which he promptly canceled. That person looked up who the owner of the property was, reached out to us, corroborating what my suspicions were.
Gosh.
Yeah, I just, if for nothing else, okay, you and I may disagree about the grayness of the area. You may be more right than I am.
There is no grayness. I agree with you on everything. What do I disagree with you on? They did it wrong.
I just mean in terms of what does Airbnb owe me?
Nothing.
It seems from a PR perspective, they would want to try and clean these sorts of things up.
See, now you're speaking about something totally different. You said from a PR perspective. So, do they owe you anything? No. Would it be nice if they gave you the information? Maybe. But you're saying clean what up? What are they cleaning up, Katie?
I think they need to clean up, how they're advertising their properties.
I don't understand what you mean. What does that have to do with sharing with you information?
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Okay. Yeah, no. See, I don't really, I can't help you. Let's just put it that way. I'm sorry. I can't help you. 303-713-8255.
What is Airbnb? I know what B&B stands for, but what's the air part? Is that? I've never heard that.
Airbnb is on the internet, and it's just a way for people to, it's like Uber, but people, well, it's not like Uber. They don't deliver homes. But what happens is you go on and you can rent somebody's home. That's really all it is. It's an aggregate site for renting homes, or an app. Has anyone
rentals?
Yeah, just for like instead of a hotel, you go Airbnb, and it's causing municipalities a lot of problems because they don't like it. They don't like it at all. They don't have control over it. They want to have control over it. Some of them are outlawing it. It's not a good situation. In her situation, if you're a landlord, I mean, I totally agree. I think it's a bad idea.
Oh yeah, if somebody did that, what rule or what law are they breaking? It's tough. It's a fine line because they can say, "Hey, I live here," and
yeah. I mean, what law are they? So here's the thing. She's just pissed off, and she wants information. I don't know why. She just wants information. Andrew, let's talk about your Ford. Go ahead, Andrew.
Hey guys. Okay, so I have a pretty new Ford. I have I have 16,000 miles on it, and 3 times now since the beginning of the year. During acceleration on a busy road, it has mechanically completely shut down while driving.
Gosh, that's terrible. I mean, that could be dangerous.
Incredible.
So anyway, man, I've heard of more cars doing a shutting down. I can't believe how many cars we're hearing about like this. So guys, what do you think? Let's just get right to it. What do you think? It's shutting down.
Have you had it to the dealer? You're under warranty.
Yes, I've had it to the dealers 3 different times. I've actually let them take it over the weekend to try and replicate. They say they can't replicate. They do see a code, but it's a generic code that doesn't tell them anything.
Yep.
I contacted the regional Ford customer service, guy, had him look into it. I requested that they review the case to replace the vehicle. I had the local dealer tell me, well, if I had to choose, it would be the throttle body. We'd replace it. However, I need proof, and we can't prove anything, so I can't replace it. And mind you, the last instance, I actually got it on video because I started driving around with a GoPro because I figured I was going to get in a friggin' accident.
Have they done any type of repairs to it other than check it?
For this issue, no. They've done 0 repairs. They've just tried to replicate.
Yeah, and that's what they're required to do. You have to, in order to do a warranty claim and be covered, you have to duplicate the problem. And
you're always taking it back to the same dealer?
Correct.
You might want to try and put it in the hands of another service department somewhere.
I totally agree.
Yeah, that's the other thing we've talked about, and I talked to Rolly about this a lot. Just because they're a Chevy dealer doesn't mean they're all the same. We've had people with Chevy problems, and I say to them, go to another dealer because it's under warranty, and they say, well, why? And I said, just do it. Rolly, how many times have you found stuff? You just...
Oh, I don't think we've ever, at least that I don't know of, that we've ever failed trying to find something. Chevrolet sends stuff to us. Especially like Corvette, if they've got a bad boy car, it's going to come to us.
We had an electrical problem one time. It was driving us crazy. I don't even know if you remember this, Rolly, on what you guys found, but it took a long time. It was the plug that goes through the firewall. The connector. Anyway, so another dealer would help, but man, I'd be frustrated too. It just happens, right? Another thing you can do is you can go to now is this under warranty?
Yes.
You can go to an independent mechanic and just to help find something. I know that sounds crazy because it's under warranty, but they can fix it. But you can go to them. You can go to the dealer, to the independent, to find it, and then go to the other guys and make them fix it. Does that make sense to anybody? I mean, people have done that.
Well, probably they could get it fixed at it, even at an independent, and get probably reimbursed through the warranty system. I've seen that happen more than once.
It could be difficult. You're right. You could do it, but
documentation becomes everything then.
So anyway, why don't you try just taking it to an independent and say, look, I'd like to get an estimate. I'd like to try to get this thing working. Okay, I got to take a quick break. 303-713-8255. BioT. I love it. Do you have your pellets? Listen, I don't want to make light of it because it's really serious. If you are aging, your hormones are not balanced. It's just natural. And when you get older, you naturally stop producing youthful hormones. You age, you literally shrivel up, and you die. That is the natural way. So when people say, oh, I don't believe in hormone replacement, I understand that. You want to just grow old and die. That's fine if you're one of those. But hormone replacement can be done in a natural way to fight the aging process. What you're doing is replenishing your body. You're tricking your body. You're saying, hey, I still have testosterone, I still have estrogen, or I still have progesterone, or I still have a balanced thyroid. Whatever you need, BioT will find. And they have the most natural delivery systems. For example, for testosterone, they have pellets that are implanted right under the skin and fatty tissue. It's wonderful. You only have to do it once, twice, maybe 3 times at the most a year. And it gradually secretes, and they will check your other hormones as well. Why don't you find a doctor near you? Simply go to BioT. Now, this is the thing. You go to this to find a doctor. It doesn't have to be a primary care doctor. You can make them your primary care, or you can use them just for BioT. BioTmedical.com. B-I-O-T-E. BioT. B-I-O-T-E. BioTmedical.com.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center. This report is brought to you by LifeLock.
Quite a few slow spots on the highway drive in the metro area. That's what...
So, Tom, Mike's on hold for the screen and deal with Purifoy. And then the one above it, Suzanne did not tell me, but Bill is calling in about this.
How the shop's doing for work in the spring?
Stuff like that.
We've been busy. We got a tech off all next week.
Triple
have to go turn wrenches.
You know what? It's been crazy.
Okay.
I haven't had a chance. It's been full and...
Okay.
We had one bad week. Actually, Memorial Week was really bad. Like historically bad. I have no idea why. But other than that, we've been busy.
See, the springs might be a little different up here. Every shop I've talked to, they're the same thing. April was not a great month. May got better, but nobody slammed.
Yeah.
April sucked in the industry.
Yeah.
But the weather here is so bad in April too. Doesn't that keep people from bringing stuff in when you just got rain
affects people now. Rain. I've never used to get people canceled because it's raining out. We get calls. Well, it's just a little bad. I think I'm gonna just schedule it for next week. Raining? I swear. My guys have told me that, and they're like, they can't believe it themselves. I'm like, why would you not drive in the rain? Imagine you lived in Oregon.
Yeah,
Holy cow, you didn't go out.
So wiper blades. There you go.
It's funny. People.
I'm going to try, but I've got 5 lines full.
Okay. I knew you had to use these 2.
Yeah, but the other 2 are full too.
Okay.
So I'm going to try.
We get that in Arizona with the rain.
Oh, yeah, monsoon.
Yeah, you get a little bit of wetness on the road, and people are flying off the road like
They freak out because they don't know about it.
I didn't go back one day yesterday. I was in Phoenix. It was 105 to 107 every day we were there. Yesterday was the first day of relief. It was 102.
Are you ever in town for more than a week?
Let me check. I'm just being like Rolly Purifoy.
You guys get more vacations than I've ever had in my life.
This is about as far as ways I get from home.
All right, I'm just getting rid of balls.
This is vacation, Rolly? It's like a vacation coming down here.
Rolly,
they have dry.
Rolly, I was doing what you were doing. I was running away from it all. I've never had it. Look at that silence. Look at that silence.
I'm still running.
Didn't Dave write a song about that stuff still running?
So you went to Phoenix for vacation for what, golf?
Well, I have friends down there. I bought timeshare years ago, really cheap, and I get to trade it and go stay at real great places. We had to use up a week, and I booked it. I got friends, a bunch of friends.
Phoenix in the summer?
Whew. Well, I was waiting for my son. Look, that's a gamble. And everybody told me last week it was nice, 90s, perfect degrees, and this week was the scorchers, the hottest they've had all year. And it's my first week my son's off of school, and I wanted to take him with us to go play. So
it's like going to Winnipeg in the winter.
Where'd you stay? What part of Phoenix?
Mesa.
Lazara?
Right in Mesa, yeah. Just friends are in Mesa.
Lazara, right?
I'll stay.
He's damn nuts, I'll tell you about. You stop and look at it all, it's kind of
colorful.
How many people have taken a
Drink of alcohol and then drove a car? How many? Right in the studio. Every one of us. Now, I'm not saying you overdrink, but you've taken a drink because you calculate, hey, it's fine, I can drive. At what point can you not drive? Here's the problem with that. You may have 1 drink or 2 drinks and you're legal. 3 drinks and you're legal. Maybe 4 drinks. It depends on how long it took you to consume them. But how do you really know? And then people get in their car, they drive, they get stopped, and they get a DUI or a DWAI. And that will turn your life upside down. I'm not going to sit here in judgment of you. You shouldn't drink and drive. You should have a designated driver. Just don't drink anything and drive, and you'll always be safe, right? But nobody does that. But you could. You could use Uber or Lyft or a taxi, a bus. You could also just, as I said, take a friend along that doesn't drink. There are all kinds of things you could do. But if you get in trouble, the main thing you should do is call Joseph A. Lazara. No fooling aside. Whether you're guilty or innocent or barely guilty, he doesn't care. He will help you get through the system. Many times that's getting through the system and winning and not having a charge. At other times it's getting through the system and coping the best you can. LazaraLegal.com. He's on my referral list at referralist.com. 303-429-6200.
Talking about the news that's happening as it's happening. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome. 303-713-TALK. Bill's on the line and wants to promote something called Cars and Coffee. Can you tell us what that is, friend?
Yeah, my name is Bill Schaefer. I'm up here in Longmont, Colorado, and we're doing a car show tomorrow about Cars and Coffee for a Cause. Basically what it is going to be a free car show, and all the donations go to the Humane Society.
Well, that's very nice.
And
that's
we're
very
going to
cool.
give away free breakfast for anybody who shows up, whether they have a car or not, until it's all gone.
Free breakfast.
I called it in last year, and Mark gave me a hard time about, maybe only having enough breakfast for, 20 or 30 people. So.
Well, that would be enough for him then. Okay, so I'll tell you what. I'm gonna promote this Cars and Coffee for the Humane Society. That's very nice of you, the Longmont Humane Society. All donations go there, and it starts at 8 in the morning till noon, right?
Yep.
And so people are just going to show off their cars?
Yep.
And motorcycles and trucks?
Whatever you got. You got a go-kart, you got a pedal car, we don't care.
So do you usually get some pretty good cars, some pretty classic and beautiful cars?
Yeah, we do this every month. The second Saturday of the month, we usually get about 70 to 80 cars.
Oh, cool. Where is it going to be?
2311 Clover Basin Drive. It's in the Einstein Bagels parking lot.
So Einstein Bagels at 2311 Clover Basin Drive.
Yep.
How do you get there, basically?
It's right there by the diagonal. It's on Hover and Clover Basin. Right there on the corner, there'll be a big sign. Be hard to miss it.
Well, thank you. What does it cost to enter your car to go?
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
Oh.
So
Longmont's a great car city.
Oh, that's good. How do you raise money then if nobody pays?
Just from donations. We have some people walking around.
That's very, very nice of you. Thank you very much. Cars and Coffee tomorrow from 8 till noon. 2311 Clover Basin Drive in Longmont. Take a ride up. That's cool. And Mike's got a screaming deal from Purifoy. Let's hear what it is, Mike. What do you got?
Hey, we have a 2005 Mercury Mountaineer with 66,000 miles on it. It's a one-owner car, actually SUV. Price on that, $58.99.
Oh, wow. That's a pretty good price, man. Under six grand, yeah.
Is that white one?
One-owner vehicle, 66,000 miles. Oh, excuse me. And then also have the, in service, the special, we have 11 and newer cars as far as the age, 2011 and newer, 1995, and that's for oil change, tire rotation, and free inspection.
That's pretty cool.
I'm going broke.
Okay. All right, so one more time on the car.
Purifoy Chevrolet, and we take care of customers.
One more time on the car, sir.
2005 Mercury Mountaineer, 66,000 miles, $58.99.
Is that a white vehicle?
That is a white
vehicle. Yeah, I saw that this morning in
that
detail.
Is a great. I'm serious. That is a great deal. That is a great deal. Okay, cool. 303-659-8311. Wait, a Mountaineer for with 66,000 miles for under $6,000, Rolly?
Yeah,
that's going to go. I predict it'll go within an hour. Absolutely. Is it in good condition?
Well, it looked very nice. I walked right by it this morning when I was in there.
Seriously, pick out the defects, Mike. What are the defects, man?
As far as I've walked by it as well, it's in great condition. I mean, it's been taken care of. Naturally, it's a 2005. It's not going to be extremely perfect, but I mean, it's been taken care of. One-owner vehicle, so you just come in, take a look at it, and I mean, you're getting a great deal on it.
Very cool, Rolly. I like it. Yes. Okay. 303-659-8311.
Well, you know, Tom, I tell these guys on this screaming deal thing, and I appreciate being able to do it and everything, but if it's not a screaming deal, then don't do it.
Right.
You know,
this is cool. This is cool. Okay, let's get through these. We got a comment on the Jeep Cherokee from Manuel. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Tom.
Hi.
Hi, Tom, and Raleigh and Al, right?
Yes.
Okay. I have a 07 Jeep, and I had the same problem. Grand Cherokee. I didn't get her year on her Jeep, but
99.
Oh, okay. Mine was a recall on the ignition switches, and I had the same problem. But of course, mine's an 07, and
Yeah.
I just thought I'd throw that
That's
in
good.
there.
Ignition switches can cause that kind of problem. Absolutely.
That's a good point. Your mic was
especially if they've got stuff hanging off of them, it screws them up.
All right, Nick, we got a comment from about the Chevy. Go ahead, Nick.
Tom.
Hey.
Rolly, remember, Tom, we gave the computer to that girl?
Yes, I remember you, Nick. Go ahead, sir.
Haven't talked to you for a long time.
Nice talking
to you. You remember later I talked to you about how electricity flows along the top of wires on the surface?
Yes.
Okay. So
which I found that, by the way, I found that fascinating.
Well, you're a fascinating person.
Wow.
One of the studies that was done some years ago showed that there are areas, and I only know Colorado, of high electromagnetic pulses. And this guy with the electrical problem just might want to note if he has it at the same place. In other words, you remember the state patrolman and his wife that the car just kept accelerating and he couldn't stop it?
Yeah.
Years ago?
Yeah.
Well, there are areas where they call it trash electricity or dirty electricity.
Yeah.
Can actually affect the computer system of cars. And it may not be the car's fault.
Okay. All right. I see what you're saying.
And so, just something to look at.
Well, thank you.
Bye, you guys. Bye.
Thanks, Nick. I appreciate.
Is this Nick Nicholson?
Yeah. Hold on, Nick. Nick.
Yes, sir.
He wants to know if you're Nick
Nicholson.
Yeah, and Pop finally died.
I was just going to ask you, how's your dad?
Yeah, he passed.
Wow.
All right. By the way, our thoughts to you, our sympathies. He lived a good life, though.
Yeah, that guy was a cool.
All right. Let's talk right now about something very important: floor coverings. In every home, that's the first thing you notice. You walk in, you stand on floor coverings. I truly recommend Paradigm. I love Paradigm. Paradigm Interiors gives you all of the selection of all the big warehouses, but the personalized attention of a family-run operation. And Don and Matt are like family. They're like brothers, good friends, started this company 14 or 15 years ago, locally owned and operated, flooring Denver since 2003. They're on Evans, just west of Santa Fe. As you're going west, it's on the right, on the corner of Pecos and Evans. Plenty of parking, convenient parking, and a wonderful way of doing business. You pick out what you want. You have a design consultant that will help you through everything, no extra charge. Then when you pick it, they schedule, they get you, of course, the bid together, then schedule the installation, and then you have a supervisor for the installation until it's done. 303-630-9204. Great selection, great value, convenient scheduling. 303-630-9204.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock.
Crash being cleared downtown on northbound I-25 after 6th Avenue. Heavy delays all the way back.
Well, there was a guy, Nick, about, it was all about Vietnam and stuff. Couldn't quite get over that.
So, Dan, I guess, talked to you about the three of the check marks. They're all three supposed to be together. It's a follow-up.
This is a follow-up where the guy had some wheels, and he didn't have them replace the panel in a really bad body shop. You had the guy brought the car here. Mark and me went out and looked at it, and then Mark had him go to Michael's from the referral list. So the guy, it's just a follow-up on that. It's not a good job, but he paid about $2,000 cheaper than what he would have replaced everything.
So, what, is he pissed?
Yeah, he's pissed off.
Why is he pissed? Because he said he did a bad job, but the guy said he was trying to save him money, though.
That's exactly right.
So, okay, what is the follow-up then?
The follow-up is they took it to Michael's, and she said, yeah, that's not a good job.
Is Michael's on a referral list?
Yes.
Do we have, oh, we have one.
Yeah. Jennifer from Michael's, yeah. Very smart lady. Very,
yeah. I was desperate to find a solution.
So really, and I asked her to try to bid it out and see what it could be, and she said $500 to $5,500 probably. So he saved probably $2,000, but he said he didn't do it to try to save money.
Total game changer called Z-Quiet. Z-Quiet uses the same technology as professional treatments costing thousands of dollars.
And Leo, the guy that did the work, said he was just trying to help him out. He was trying to save money. He seems like a stand-up guy. He's come on 2 times now.
So don't let snoring be a problem. Go to getzquiet.com and sleep quiet with Z-Quiet.
Z-Quiet fits both men and women. Try it risk-free for 30 days for just $9.95. Go to getzquiet.com.
You're a par golfer, Al? Par golfer? Laura? I can do it, but I don't know. That's really good. I've got the birdies and stuff. I scored like, so I played. It's not. He's the one that works with you, right? That's my oldest. My youngest is awesome. He's a baller. He's a baller. He's going to be a great golfer. He can hit 200 yards for the drive. And yesterday, he beat me by 3 foot.
She should go.
We were playing for a new line, and he plays lights out golf.
Sleep treatment solutions.
Chipping and landing right next to the hole. And when you do that, you give yourself a hit. I did a couple like that, but man, not enough of
anything. Gotcha.
Or has to be paid back? Gotcha. Steve Haney is the go-to guy. The Mortgage Doctor, Saturday afternoons at 4 on 630 KHOW.
Let's talk about stem cell therapy. Just plain and simple, it works. I can't believe how wonderful it is. Now, so many people ask me about it, and I say, just stop and listen. I want to tell you about the must-attend stem cell therapy seminars from Stem Cell Institute of America. They're saying, okay, don't go and make an appointment right away. Just go to one of these. Then you'll find out what you need to know to feel comfortable. They're in Denver, in the Tech Center, Littleton, Boulder, Fort Collins, other areas. You need to attend one of these seminars. It could be a life-changing experience, okay? I want you to learn first, feel comfortable, and then do it. You can read more about stem cells anywhere, okay? And then go to one of these Stem Cell Institute of America's seminars. 855-262-4040. Find out all about it. No obligation. 855-262-4040.
I think it is essential for your security and your family's security that we vet anybody coming from anywhere into this country.
Hannity, later today at 1 on Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, we got to follow up with the body shop. Leo basically said he got a bad job, right, Leo? You didn't like the job. You said you paid, what, was it $4,500 or something?
You got the wrong person. Leo's the guy that has the body shop. You want to talk to Howard, I believe.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Hold on a second. What do I have here? It says follow-up auto body. Okay. Oh, Leo looked at it. Okay, good. Good.
Howard's car.
Where's Howard? There he is. Okay, sorry, bud. Howard is the guy that had the car.
Have me back on, Tom.
There, Howard. You didn't like the job, right?
That's correct.
And so you said he did a bad job. You never told him to cut corners, but he did. Is that it in a nutshell?
Yes.
$4,500.
$3,500.
$35. But he said he saved you money by fixing some parts instead of replacing them, right?
Well, I met Jennifer, Michael's auto body, which you referred me to, and I think she played an important role in this conversation.
In what way?
Well, she looked at the car. You referred me over there, and she looked at the work he did, and I think she plays an important role in this conversation because she looked at the car, and she said morally it was bad job.
Okay, and Leo, you said you tried to save him some money, right?
Basically, he came in. He was recommended from other shops because they couldn't do it, so they sent him here because I still straighten metal.
Okay.
He asked me to save it. He asked me to save him money. He said they wanted to replace all that. Could I fix it without replacing it and save him money?
And that's the controversy, Leo, on
it is.
As to whether or not you were cutting corners and doing him a favor, or if you just didn't go far enough. Howard, would you have been willing to pay more if he said, "Hey, this needs to be replaced"?
I would have.
Yeah, but see, you're saying that after the fact. So
Yes.
I'm not calling you a liar, Leo. I'm just saying it's easy to say that after the fact. Now, here's what I want to make clear. We asked Jennifer to follow this up or over at Michael's Auto Body to take a look at this. They're on our referral list. We just wanted them to take an independent look. They don't know anything about the problem. They don't know anything about who asked who what. They're not taking a stand on what was agreed to. They are simply looking at the work. Okay? So, Jennifer, simply looking at the job, what did you guys conclude?
Basically, we concluded that the repair would have been better had it been replaced. I feel that the positives were the paint was an excellent match. For not charging the blend, he could have easily charged Howard to blend, especially on a gold, but he did an excellent paint job, paint match. But on the negative side, I felt like the bodywork on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, it was about a 3. I felt like in the industry, if the repair was not going to repair like we
if he wasn't going to replace, it's still a bad job.
It's still a bad job, and I felt like he should have said, hey, this metal was way too stretched. It didn't pull out. We need to take Plan B and replace this. That's probably the way most people would have went.
And he's saying the owner wouldn't do it. That's his defense, is that, look, I could have done it that way, but he wanted to save money. So, Jennifer, you're saying excellent paint match, but he just didn't. He straightened it, but it should have been replaced, basically. Bottom line. If
during the process, had he felt like this is going to turn out as poorly as it did, he should have went to Howard and said, listen, this did not straighten out. The metal was too stretched. That happens all the time.
Right.
Change the course of repair.
Right.
Maybe offered him, say, hey, I'll sell you the quarter panel at our cost.
Yeah.
This is an unforeseen circumstance.
Right.
And go from there. But
Now, do you think you said the bodywork was poor because of how damaged it was? It's not his fault? In other words, could anybody have done better given the same circumstances?
No. It should not have been repaired.
That's what I meant. So see, Leo, what our expert is saying is you did the absolute best under these conditions, but it should have been replaced. Okay. You're saying he didn't want to pay for it.
Well, that's it. I did an estimate. I got it in my computer. I went back in and I exited out my straightening and I put in replace.
Here's the problem.
$5,800.
Okay, I need to continue this because we're flat out of time. I mean, it just snuck up on me. We did find out some valuable information. Now it's what was the contract? And we'll have to go back to that. Save all your problems for me.
I'm Dan Webster.
And I'm That was an excellent follow-up, except I was too late, so
That's
we're
a good
just going to have
story
to
right there.
continue it.
How often do you try to save a buck?
Yep, especially in body work. Especially in body work.
Dan wasn't the only
Some
one.
of that stuff.
Yeah, but the guy said for what he had, he didn't do a bad job because he's a bad body man. He did a bad job because no one could have done it.
That before picture, I never would have tried.
Well, your car was dollars.
Oh, it was just like ripped.
But you wonder what that conversation was because they're like, man, I don't got the money right now. Can you do the best job for me? I'll hook up. Don't expect it great. Okay.